big up the Tidal, man. They giving our viewers 60 days free on Tidal.
60 days free.
It's Tidal.com/Drink Champs.
There we go, goddammit. What it good be, hoping it's what it should be. This is your boy N.O.R.E.
What up, it's DJ EFN.
And this is motherfucking Relativity Crazy Raw Podcast, motherfucking Drink Champs Happy Hour, and all type of crazy shit. Make some noise! Right now, when you talk about the definition of CEO, when you talk about a person who stood by hip-hop and put on the likes of people, your favorite acts like Wu-Tang Clan, Big Pun, Dead Prez, Mobb Deep, these are people that you probably wouldn't even know if this guy, gave Fat Joe a great opportunity. This guy's out here, and he's still out here. He's dated some of the most beautiful women in the world, so we're gonna get into that. We also heard he had the keys to a Vegas strip club by himself. In a beautiful way, look, he's blushing. In a beautiful way, this guy's been doing, been out in this music industry, has kept it real.
The street team game.
He invented the street team. He invented it. If you look at the Wu-Tang Clan documentary, which I think is one of the greatest, beautifulest documentary, you can see him in there. He actually has hair. Phenomenal hair, too. He looked like the Fawns. If you don't know who I'm talking about my good friend, Steve motherfucking Rifkind. Now that is a debate. That is a hip hop debate, right? Who invented the street team?
Okay.
I know.
But if you remember,
Okay.
when we did Drink Champs in LA, in my office in LA, what Puff said.
Okay, I forgot. Damn, there was so much going on there. What did he say? He did admit that.
Yeah.
He did.
Why?
Admit
Puff is trying to say that he...
No, he never. He never. I mean,
Right.
me and Puff were always
Right.
close. I mean,
Right.
But how did you develop even that, right, Steve? Because at the time, hip hop was just, it was like Billboard driven and things of that nature. How did you say, you know what, I'm gonna get a crew, and because like it's basically like.
Did something inspire that?
It was more than that.
Okay.
So I was really dyslexic as a kid.
We're all dyslexic at this table, actually.
That's what I forgot.
So, where all Jews go, when they get older, they move down to Miami. So my grandparents moved to Miami.
Okay.
And my grandfather called me.
Your girlfriend?
My grandfather called me.
Okay.
And he said, you got to get your shit together.
Wow.
You're going to end up dead or you're going to end up in jail.
Wow.
He goes, why don't you go work with your dad? So my dad had a label called Spring Records. So that was Fatback Band, who put out the first hip-hop record.
Wow.
Yeah.
Billy Jackson, Joe Simon, and James Brown.
Wow.
And James Brown?
Through Polygram, yes.
Wow.
So he sent me on the road when I was 18 years old. I didn't go to college. So I'm visiting radio stations and visiting people my age now.
Right.
And I was like, what the fuck do I want to hang out with a 50-year-old for?
Yeah.
So I ended up going back to the colleges. So I knew what an intern was, where I would be like, all right, I'm just going to send you some records. Nobody was making really T-shirts at the time.
Yeah.
There were no really poster boards. There wasn't any of that.
Right.
And I just started, I started zigzagging across the country. And I just put a network of people together. So, and that's how it really all started.
So that's the precursor of like street teams and regional street teams.
This is 1981.
Wow.
This is 1982. So, then my dad gave Russell his first deal.
Russell said,
Yeah.
Wow.
With,
At Polygram?
At Spring, with a record called Dollar Bill Yo by Jimmy Spicer.
Okay.
So I kept on they just kept me on the road. And I just started networking and just meeting like all these colleges.
When you said they kept you on the road, you talking about like artists or you talking about the label?
Well, the label was really my dad's label, but I really wasn't working for him. He was just trying to see if I had any heart and any balls to do this.
right.
Okay.
And don't forget there was no GPS. You would have to take out a map and just figure out how you're going to get from Atlanta to Alabama, and just like if you had
maps, the paper maps, right?
No cell phones, so you'd have to walk around. Every night I left, there'd be like $10 worth of quarters, and just.
So okay. So then when was it the point where you said this is a street team like this?
That was 1988.
Because other labels hiring you to do that, or this was something you was doing on your own?
So you had a marketing company.
I had before there was Loud, there was the Stephen Rifkind company.
Okay.
Right. So that was the marketing.
So the
company.
SRC was before Loud.
Yeah.
I thought SRC was after Loud.
It just
The second
resurfaced.
That was the second record
That went
company.
over my head. Okay,
So the Stephen Rifkind company was an independent promotion company. Right. So I ran out, met a chick, moved out to LA, hooked up with a company called Delicious Vinyl.
Yeah.
They had Tone Loc and
great label.
Tone Loc and Young MC. So I
Brand New Heavies were on there. Yeah.
did the whole campaign for all those records, and it was just now I'm putting the street team together. They moved, and I really always wanted to have my own company. So I was like, I'm going to keep your guys' office. So I think I had $3,000 to my name, and I made brochures.
Wow.
And I was going to New York for my cousin's wedding, and I sent all the brochures out to all the different labels, and I came back with $140,000 worth of business.
From brochures?
Yeah, but I sent it to every record company, and I just said, this is what we're going to handle. We're going to handle BET, we're going to handle MTV, we're going to handle college radio, we're going to handle mix show radio. And it was never about mainstream radio.
Wow.
Right.
Wow.
And knock on wood. I mean,
is that where the mix show Power Summons came from?
Well, that came from Renee, but that came like in the mid-90s.
And that was after How Can I Be Down too. I think How Can I Be Down started inspiring all that stuff.
Okay.
Well, Jack the Rapper was the first one.
No, the original. That's the original. 100%. Yeah, the original.
Wow.
Yeah.
So it's Jack the Rapper, then it's what?
Then it's How Can I Be Down.
Wow. And then it's
Mix Show Power Summit.
But there was a convention that I went to.
The college radio.
The Gavin Report.
Yeah.
But my dad took me to a convention when I was 18 years old. I mean, it was in Miami at the Diplomat Hotel, and it was called the N.O.R.E convention. And it was mostly a sales convention.
Wow.
But
it just happened right now.
Yeah, but the pussy there was like, holy shit.
You said the pussy?
The pussy was ridiculous.
We weren't ready.
I wasn't ready. Yeah.
I mean, it was just ridiculous. I was like, wow, I think I really want to be in this record business.
Right. And this is all right, so boom. Now you develop the street team. Now, Loud. I know I'm bouncing around all the way, but let's just go, because this was like quintessential. Like if you were, from an artist that just wanted to stay an artist, that was known that Loud let you do what the fuck you want to do. But I gotta be honest with you, it started with Wu-Tang Clan. I can remember me seeing Protect Your Neck for the first time, and I'm like, no one cares about these people. Like that was like just different. Like. So, like, what was it? What was it like meeting? I know we spoke on lightly.
Who were the first artists signed to Loud? Because I remember seeing
Twista was the first artist.
And then Mobb Deep shortly after?
No. So it was Twista. It was a group out of LA called Madcap that had caught a nice little buzz out. Then the Licks.
The Licks, okay.
And this is your time in LA that's inspiring signing these artists?
I mean, Loud started in LA.
So that's why, because you're coming out of New York at some point, and you're signing these underground LA artists.
Exactly.
The Licks, Exhibit, all these guys.
So Exhibit was after. It was the Licks, and then I was in New York for my 31st birthday. And RZA just showed up after me trying to reach him for 3 weeks.
And he was Rakim?
He was Prince Rakim at the time.
Rakim at the time, go ahead.
So he comes up. I'm in an office no bigger than this table. And I was with E. Swift from the Alcoholics. And he goes, do you mind if I bring the guys up?
E. Swift from Alcoholics is saying this?
No, RZA is saying that. Okay. So the whole clan comes up. The office was the size of this table.
Right.
They put the record on. They start performing.
Is it Protect Your Neck?
It was Protect Your Neck.
Okay.
Some guy comes running through the office. And to this day, I don't know if I was set up by RZA or if the guy really worked.
I've seen the documentary.
And he says, "That's that shit." And he walks out. I've never seen him again.
Right. No, but
he was a plan. He was an plan.
This is what I want. That's what I want to know from you, right? At the time, you're a hip hop fan. All right, and everything in hip hop, right? If you was to bring even Capone and Noriega, people would compare us to Mobb Deep. If you was to compare, it's they always granddaddy at you, Rakim, Nas, Rakim. At the time, when it's 9 motherfuckers, there's not one fucking thing that you can compare them to. So did that frustrate you?
No, it didn't frustrate me because
and it seemed it wasn't intimidating either. Like so many people.
No, just don't forget. I never considered myself an A&R guy. Right? I always considered myself a promotion guy. I mean, that's what I came first.
Right.
So before there was research, there was right. I had the street team. So my guy in Detroit is calling my A&R guy on the West Coast. This record is blowing the fuck up.
Yeah.
Like,
so they white labeled it prior to?
No, they were doing their own.
They
promo. I have one of the original records. Yeah.
Oh, I never knew that part. So that original video was them doing it. Oh, fuck. Yeah.
And they were doing college runs. They were going around college runs.
I'm thinking when I first saw that, I was like, nah, there's no record label that loves him, man. Like, when I first my first time seeing it, because you had all these Hype William videos at the time.
Nah, you see that?
Hype later.
we leave Hype his first video.
Wait a minute. Did we just go there? No, open up both right now. Come on there.
Yeah, how many bottles are you opening, man?
Just one.
I gotta take this back to I'll buy it.
I'm sure they'll let you get it again.
Yeah, come on. They ain't gonna steal it, goddamn. But, okay, hold on. You gave Hype his first?
I'm almost positive. Yeah.
Okay.
I mean,
and this was with Wu-Tang Clan? This is
Wu-Tang.
the shit when y'all walking up the wall?
No, this is Canopy Also Simple with Ray and Ghost.
Damn.
I didn't even realize that was Hype.
Can it all be so simple? I can't sing. Don't let me finish that. So, okay. So we're bouncing all around. Meet Business says there's 9 of us. Because was it 10 at first?
No, it was 8. Was everybody but Kappa was away.
Kappa was away. Okay. So you meet these guys. How was the first time meeting Old Dirty Bastard?
I mean,
every time I see Old Dirty Bastard, he was digging up his nose. I swear to God. like, God bless him. Like, every time, I've never really, I think I've gave Old Dirty Bastard a 5. Like, I met Dirty Bastard like 45 times in my life, and I probably gave him like a real 5 like twice. Because I've always been like, yo, come on. He was just always a foul character around me.
with me, he had a heart of gold. Like,
Right.
I mean,
Right.
I was like big bro to him. I mean, it was weird. I
Right.
mean, it never had 1 ounce of, like the day that when he ran on the stage in the Grammys, when he said Wu-Tang is for the children, I lived across the street, and I already knew that we lost. Like, we got the call, and he's like, well, how come you're not going? I said, we already lost, man. He goes, I just bought this $2,000 suit, this, that, so on, so on. So after he jumps on stage.
Who did they lose to? Lauryn Hill?
I don't know.
Come on, Has Google that. Yeah, continue.
When he goes on stage, he takes, the trophy. He comes to my house, knocks on the door. He's like, how'd I do?
That was like hip hop's first viral moment, because that was
But
viral.
he would do that all the time. I saw him and How Can I Be Down?
Yeah.
Where it was, I think Capleton was performing. Were you there when he jumped on stage and he did some crazy stuff and he like interrupted the whole show?
No, I'll tell you a story. We were doing a performance at Gavin.
Gavin convention.
Yeah, New Orleans.
Ooh.
So we're flying there. I'm with my wife at the time was pregnant with our first child, and
I feel like you're private. I feel like you was like the first dude I knew flying private planes.
Yes,
we'll get back to that later. We'll get back to that. Let's make some noise for that.
Yo, I thought you said pirate planes. I'm like, he was flying pirate planes.
I remember Steve taking private planes like it was like changing draws. I'm not gonna lie. Watch it, they out there, them loud boys.
no, but this was commercial.
Okay.
So I hear Dirty come. It was the first time I flew first class. It was the first class ticket that I paid for. So we're sitting in first class, and I hear Dirty, and he goes to his seat, and I don't know what happened, but he starts going off.
Okay.
And then the flight attendant comes to me. They said, Mr. Jones, his last name was Jones, is requesting to see you.
Okay. He's not in first class.
No.
Okay.
He's on Electra's budget at the time.
Okay.
So I go, I talk to him, and he just, had a feeling about the plane.
All right.
So I was like, shit, maybe then if you're having this feeling, I'm not going to take a chance. Let's get the fuck off.
Right.
He goes, you really going to get off with me? I'm like, yeah. He goes, nah, then we're good. Like, as long as I know that we're together.
We go down together.
I'm like, you sure? And he's like, yeah, I'm positive. Right? I'm panicking the whole fucking flight. One little fucking bump, I'm just like, right? So, and he's out like a light sleeping, and like for 4 hours, you know, my hands are like.
So I guess what I'm trying to ask you, right, is this is like probably the biggest gamble, right? Because having a 9 people, like having a 4-man group is fucking
2-man.
2-man.
Just a 1-man group. I mean,
Just
Right.
So because I imagine in the beginning they all had one manager. I imagine in the beginning they all just listened to RZA. I imagine you can refute this. This is just me being a fan because I really was too young. I'm like a couple of years later, but I imagine from when I see it, look at the documentary. What was my RZA brother name?
Divine.
I can imagine like it was when it was all peaches and cream. But when is the moment where you saying to myself, when you say to yourself, holy shit, I got which we're going to be considered the new rock stars, and they're fucking signed to me. Like, when does that moment hit you?
It never really.
No, come on, Steve.
Nah, I mean, I was just, you know, I found out we went gold the day Son got shot.
Damn, I saw that. And this is the first album.
This is the first album.
Okay. 36 Chambers.
Yeah, and all, you know, my brother's with me, who was my partner in lab.
God bless us. God bless him. Make some noise for his brother.
So it was like, I never really thought of it. To me, it was just always, because I always felt we were the underdog. So to me, it was just always taking it to the next level. So if we went to gold, how are we going to get to platinum? Everything like that. So.
And let me ask you, when you say, it's great what you just said, felt like he was the underdog, I have to ask, well, underdog compared to like Puff Daddy, what they had going on, Def Jam, or was it the industry?
Universal as a whole.
Well, we were at BMG at the time. But what I'm saying, me, really, just because I didn't know how to read or write till I was 12, 13 years old. You know, my dyslexia, me getting in trouble, it was like, my family always looked at me like, oh, he's, you know, the crazy one, this, that, you know. My brother went to school. I didn't go to school. He had a real job. You know, he worked at Elektra Records. He was the youngest national promotion guy.
Wow, that's what I'm talking about. Goddamn it. What's his name again?
Jonathan.
Johnathan Rifkind, goddamn. We're going to bring him in later. We're going to have a whole loud shit. But, go ahead, continue.
So I just always felt I was the underdog. And it was like, I never, I felt I was never in competition with Puff. I never wanted, you know, Puff was Puff.
Did you have a criteria when you were looking at these artists? Like, you wanted something that you liked, or something that you thought was going to resonate? Or were you, like, how were you?
That's a great question.
Yeah,
That's an amazing question. So with Wu-Tang, I have a corny saying: the streets don't lie. Right. So my feedback from the street team was just giving me that information that I just knew we had something.
Right.
When Mobb Deep came up to the office, I mean, Prodigy wasn't there, but it was Havoc and just Twin, you know, that whole crew, and they created ruckus from the second we had the first meeting, and I was like, you know what, this is the perfect follow-up to Wu.
I'm going to tell you,
like the energy.
I'm going to tell you, as a person that was living in the streets, like after Wu-Tang Clan, like I'm going to tell you the truth, I'm being honest, this is one, no one really thought Wu-Tang was going to like not only get signed, but win. Because there's a difference. And to us in the hood, getting signed, we thought we won. That shit meant nothing. Getting signed was one part of it. You have to actually go out there and make some amazing records and things like that. But when Wu-Tang, and the fact that, you know, you would always see these artists, like, they'll come out and they'll get a little success and then they'll get polished and then they'll some. For Wu-Tang, it was like, it didn't matter. Like, if one of them were Hollywood, like if Method Man wore another pants or something, it would be like, you knew Ghostface would say something about it. Like, why the fuck are you doing that? Like, they all kept each other balanced. And this was the first time that I seen hip-hop like develop from just being stardom into mega stardom, where these guys were in Japan and Ichiban and Konichiwa and shit like that. And like, you know what I'm saying? Like this so I'm wondering, like, you didn't sit back and just was like, wow.
No, I didn't have time.
Wow.
I didn't have to, because there was still the marketing company. So at that time, I was still promoting pretty much every hip hop record in the business. The only records I didn't promote.
During Loud, you're still working for other labels.
Yeah.
So SRC's still a functioning company.
Yeah.
As a street team or
No,
marketing?
the marketing.
Street team
Right.
and consulting the labels.
Yeah.
Wow. So Leo Collins and them had to be mad as shit at you. Come on.
I mean, to this day, Leo doesn't want to help me.
Get out of here. No, I was just playing around.
No.
I was on the nose. Get out of here. Because I think you might have scared them up. What do you think?
I mean, like I said, I go back with Russell since I'm 16 years old,
Right.
right? But Leo, on the other hand, I mean,
Right. Oh man, I'm sorry. I didn't expect to hear this. Yeah. So when was the moment you and Leo you think fell out?
we never really fell out, you know.
Okay.
But when I realized, like, this is really a business and it's not love.
Oh, wow.
When he tried to steal Flex.
Okay, that's right. Funk Flex was down 60 Minutes of Funk,
Yeah.
right? Oh, and Leo came in, tried to snoop him. Okay, all right. It makes sense. It makes sense. Yeah, they don't play that shit. You guys did not play that shit when it comes to that. So, but what is that from CEO to CEO? Okay, hit this out though. You set up Leo to have one of the biggest acts ever because when you signed Loud, I think that still to this day is one of the most genius hip hop deals ever. Because
You mean Wu-Tang when you signed Wu?
I'm
Yeah.
sorry.
Yeah.
Thank you. When you sound Wu-Tang, still, but you allowed them to go out, and Method Man was the first one that was signed to Def Jam.
Yeah.
Actually,
correct?
Dirty was the first one signed.
Electra?
You were signed to Electra first?
Yeah.
My fucking history is fucking getting slipped up.
How close was it to the deal that y'all did? I heard, wasn't it like right around
Dirty-
the same time?
No, it was maybe a month before.
Because I thought Bring
Before,
the
right?
Pain.
Yeah.
I thought Bring the Pain.
Well, Meth came out
Was
of all
the
the
first
solo
one
acts.
that
Yeah.
broke out?
Came first. Don't forget, he
Okay.
had the METHOD record,
Right,
Right,
yeah,
so
that's what I mean.
which was a Wu-Tang record,
Yeah.
right? So,
METHOD.
yeah, so that jump started
His
Meth,
solo career, yep.
Right.
right? Then we came with Cream,
Well, Cash Rule.
right? So that was Ray Deck and Meth on the hook.
Uh-huh. Right.
All right.
So and that record just
So Def Jam signed him from there, or
Def Jam signed it from the METHOD record.
let me ask you. I know I'm bouncing all over the place. Did they have to come to you for clearance?
No, so our deal was, don't forget, it started off as a singles deal.
The whole clan as a single.
The whole clan started off as a singles deal. And
This is
How many
amazing.
singles? Just the one single?
Amazing.
it's just one single, and if it hit a certain plateau, it automatically turns into an album.
Okay.
So within the first week, we did
It already-
30,000 the
right.
first week.
Wow.
Right? So
Hard copies. Not this shit that they doing now.
yeah.
Yeah.
So it automatically goes into the album.
Right.
Leo and Russell offered Mass, I think it was $1.75, which was
Wow.
in those days
Wow.
like $5 million.
Right.
And he offered meth there, you saying? Okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
and there was no. I mean, as much as I wanted to match it, there was no way I could match it
At the time.
Wow.
at the time.
Wow.
So, and he wanted to be at Def Jam. Anyway, so I was like, you know what?
It's 91, 92 we talking,
No,
right?
this is 93,
93,
94.
93,
yeah.
94. Okay, my bad.
So in the late 80s, I was managing New Edition for a minute.
Oh, shit.
So,
That's left field. I
why
didn't
you
expect that one.
here, Mike? Come on, go ahead. Go ahead.
So, and Ralph was wanting to leave the group and everything. And Bobby,
Ralph Treasure.
Yeah,
Okay.
and that's why Johnny came in. So I was like, the group will always be bigger than the solo, besides Michael, right?
Wow.
So I was like, all right, you know, and to me it was about survival,
Right.
right? I didn't consider myself, I didn't have an A&R staff yet.
Right.
I had one guy in LA. I didn't have Maddie or Free yet or
Right.
anything like that. So it was like,
So you didn't have to sign off to meth. It was basically, but he did. He came to you as a respect.
they had to. In the deal, we had first right.
Okay, first right refusal.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I was getting at.
So that's,
you ever regretted that? You ever regretted like?
I mean, there's a lot of things RCA wouldn't have paid for, you know.
Wow.
I mean, when Jay and Day came.
Right.
You
We
know.
get into that. We get into
Yeah.
that. We get into that. Let's stay on Wu-Tang right now.
So, I mean, I had a report to RCA. So
Wow.
we came out of the blue.
RCA's your distribution?
Yeah. We came out of the blue. We were based in LA. I was creating havoc, you know. I was bona fide fucking nuts.
Right.
I had a temper, everything else like that.
Right.
So I wasn't allowing
Right.
RCA to shit on us, you know.
Right.
And then we got lucky. There was a guy who actually turned into a brother of ours, a guy by the name of Mojo Nicosia,
Okay, heard it.
who was a promotion guy at RCA.
Uh-huh.
And we just brought him into our family, and you know, this guy he stayed at RCA
Right.
and just busted his ass, and he went on a van and he zigzagged across the country with the group
Wow.
on RCA's dime. You know,
So he
then,
opened the
you know,
budget.
and then he got hit by a truck, helping promoting
shit.
our stuff. So and it was like when he
God bless him.
when he was halfway healed, I said, "Fuck RCA, you're coming with us."
Wow.
You know, and then him and my brother, and then there's Rich Isaacson. They literally ran the company.
Big up Rich Isaacson. He's at Def Jam now.
He's at
right?
Def Jam now. So they literally, ran the company. Johnathan Mojo ran the whole streets and radio.
Right.
Rich ran the company, and it was really the four of us that just and then we brought in Matty, and then we brought in Free as our A&R guys, and
Because Lau had a motherfucking run, man. Holy moly
Yeah.
guacamole.
I mean, it defined like the classic era that people talk about in like the early to mid '90s of hip hop. That like Loud to me defined it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Defines it.
Now, okay, boom. The Clan drops 36 Chambers, right? You know you got the new mega stars, right? Boom. But now Method Man, and Method Man is at Def Jam. ODB is
at Elektra,
Elektra.
and Jizza.
Jizza's at G.
At Geffen.
Geffen,
Yeah,
that's
he was
right,
with
yeah.
a G. Boom. But then you come out with another classic.
Wait, but before that,
Okay.
I'm trying to sign Mike Geronimo.
Wow.
Oh wow.
Before Mobb Deep, this is okay.
This
Wow.
is right around
Oh yeah.
at the same
Okay.
time. So I meet Irv,
Okay.
and we couldn't get this fucking sample cleared. I forget the name of the single, but but the point
Shit is real. Is it? Was that
whatever his first single was,
Yeah, I think it was-
right? So we couldn't get the sample cleared, and RC said, "Just don't waste your time on this. Just focus on Wu, and Shook Ones is starting to bubble."
Oh yeah, that was a great. They
Just
were
focus-
right.
but I don't know.
Okay.
But if we did the deal with Irv,
You would have got Jay maybe. Wow.
a lot of shit? DMX.
the DMX,
Yeah.
Ja Rule. I mean,
Wow.
it would
I
have
didn't
been
know
It
a,
would have
like
been
that.
a game changer.
it would have been
like that.
it would have been a whole different story.
And then he went to TVT with Steve Gottlieb with
Yeah.
Mike Geronimo.
Wow. Man. So who do you think is crazier, ODB or DMX?
No,
You got
I manage DMX now.
I know. That's why I got the good.
I mean, I don't look at it as crazy. I mean,
Okay.
I look at it as just passionate, just
Genius.
they're both. I mean,
Yeah.
I wish, and I told him like I would have loved to have heard a conversation between the two of them.
The two of them.
That
Oh,
would've
yeah, I
been-
would
yeah.
love that too. But you got 10 minutes to get one artist across the street. 10 minutes, right? And this is just for the rack of, and you're gonna make $10 million. So you got ODB on the left, and you got DMX on the right. They're both engaged in having fun. There's chicks around and shit like that. But there's one person you got to get across the street
Just between the two of them,
between the two of them. Who?
I would have probably had to go with Dirty. I mean, he was already in the group.
So you're saying Dirty is easier to work with than DMX?
No, I'm not saying that.
Don't put words in his mouth.
Just wait around.
No, I'm not saying that. Well, I'm saying because he was already in the group.
So he's kind of like a team player already.
I mean, it was just like I already had that relationship with him.
Right. So it's easy. Okay,
Yeah.
it's easy. It's okay.
Right.
Okay. No, because let me just tell you something, Steve. You work with Pun. You work with Fat Joe. You work with some of the wildest boys. Like, you know what I mean? Dead Prez, Exhibit. Oh my God. Like,
Alcoholics.
Alcoholics.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, they're still crazy to this day. Like MOP.
yeah.
Guacamole. Like there's people that people won't even be around, and you just did great business.
3-6 Mafia?
3-6 Mafia. We just had DJ Paul
Yeah,
on here. So you do business with hip hop's elite, but also hip hop's elite's crazies.
Well, I was fucking crazy.
God damn, make some noise, Steve. So, you and Leo, getting back to that for a second, right?
Me and Leo are cool. It's just
Yeah,
you know,
I
I mean,
know.
there's, but Leo is about Leo and his team,
Right.
And which I respect.
Right.
It's like fuck everybody else. You know?
Right. I respect that.
Yeah.
Now this concert you're doing. This is the second one, or this is the first one?
This is the first one.
This is the first one.
Yeah.
Because wasn't y'all doing
So
one
we were gonna do it at the Prudential Center in Newark.
in Newark? Okay.
And my heart really was like my dream was always Radio City.
That's real.
So when Radio City came available,
Wow. Congratulations.
I pulled it from the Prudential Center. You're coming, right?
Yeah. I'm definitely gonna try to make it happen.
We need you there, N.O.R.E.
Yeah. Listen, man. I think for one, I think that this is so important. I think that you're setting another trend. The same way you did with the street teams, the same street team, the same way you did with Loud, the same way you did with innovative, out the box thinking, with signing people like Wu-Tang. I think this is it as well. I commend it because the thing is, your legacy is so rich. Like Loud, I feel sorry for sometimes for this generation when I look at this generation and they don't have powerhouse like a Loud, and they don't have that rich history where back then, being from the hood and going to a record label, it was like going to paradise. Like even though like you're still in fucking Chinatown or some shit, you know what I'm saying? You're not like in a luxury part of the city, but just being out of the city and being out of the hood and just
opportunity.
Being an opportunity is being able to sit down and smoke weed and get a haircut at a record label. Like, and I feel sorry that they don't really have that no more. Like, you know what I mean? Like that home feeling. Like, when I remember, just seeing Havoc and they would just be happy to go to Loud. Yo, I'm going to Loud. I'm like, oh shit. Like, what the fuck is that, a club? Like that's how happy they were.
I mean, that day their album came out, I shut the office down. We all went to the park to play ball.
God damn, this is a CEO of a CEO. God damn. You consider yourself that like an artist-friendly CEO? Because there's CEOs that don't fuck with artists at all, and then there's CEOs like I know I'm getting locked up. Call him, bro.
I mean, I never considered myself a CEO. I always considered myself the artist first, and I think that's why the labels were probably always scared of me because I never looked at a budget. It was like if the artist really needs that and it makes sense, all right, we'll go and if it's me sending Rich or Johnathan or Mojo, like we're doing whatever the fuck we have to do to really to get this done.
Right, that's real. And so get back to this concert. You got Mobb Deep.
I got everybody.
Ooh. Are you going to tell us some surprises you got? Come on, let's tell us now.
I mean, are you committing?
Well, listen,
Ramsey, is he committing?
This is for the fans. This is for your fans. This is for your fans. No, because I really want the people to come out. I forget. Who's on the list that you got?
I got everybody. So I got Wu.
Wow. And when you say Wu-Tang Clan, you ain't talking about
all of them.
Yeah.
Got Wu.
Yeah, you one of the people in the world that get all of them on the phone. Wasn't you managing Wu-Tang too before we go?
Not really, man. I mean, me and Riz are like brothers, so it's like Divine is the manager.
Okay.
But Wu.
Okay, Wu.
Mobb. And hopefully there'll be special guests doing Prodigy's verses.
Yeah, man, I might come out and do some Prodigy verses. We giving it up. We're giving up too much right now.
That's dope.
I would. Okay.
Joe and Remy are doing Pun.
Okay, yeah. I can do both sets. Steve Rifkind is managing me right now. He working me both games. Let's go.
Dead Prez, MOP.
Wow.
Alcoholics.
Wow. Exhibit.
3-6 Mafia.
3-6 Mafia. Flex, Pete Rock.
I'm trying to see what other label can pull this off. I don't think so. And this is a tour. Let's be clear.
I don't know if it's a tour yet. We're going to see how the first one goes.
No, it's a tour, Steve. It's a tour. I'm gonna be honest.
It'd be a great tour, but he's being careful. He's
it's a headache tour.
Let's see how the first one goes.
Don't get me wrong. It's a headache tour because this is like a venue tour. This is a summer jam tour. Like, but
this could be a festival.
Yeah, this is a festival.
Definitely.
That's what I'm trying to get at. Thank you.
No, we got everybody, and the surprise guest are going to be the surprise guest.
Right. Holy shit, Elliot Wilson. Okay.
Tell Elliot I say hello.
Oh shit! I ain't answering this question. He got to relax. So you don't think? I think it could be a tour. I think it could be a tour. I think
it definitely could be a tour.
Right.
But let's
because Wu by themselves. Like, I'm not gonna lie. I had a show with Wu-Tang in San Diego, and
that was one of the aircraft carriers.
Yes. And oh my God, still to this day, like I still like getting straight fan mode. Like when I start seeing them, like, and then it's crazy because you know they're older now, and you know before they used to clash on stage, and like, and now they're older, and like so they know exactly where to be on stage at what time. And it's like why for me, it's like watching the Four Tops or the the Temptations or something like you know what I'm saying. But our version of the Temptations because they're not dancing and holding the mic and throwing it on the floor and bringing it back up. But it's our version of that. You know what I mean? I love to see it.
Like we did Australia a year ago.
Okay.
At the Sydney Opera House, and it just worked to perfection. I mean, that was real.
Is that your favorite group you ever discovered? I know you can't say that because you're politically correct.
No, I mean, it's not, I mean,
it's your most proud moment. You know, we can't love our kids more than the other, but you know,
they're my first child.
Yeah, okay, right? There you go.
On my first plaque.
Okay, wow, that's real.
And with the guys, I have a relationship with all of them. Mm-hmm. Me and Meth have the same birthday, so me and Rizza still talk 2-3 times a week. Me and Ray talk twice a month. So
I seen Meth give Mike Kaiser angel dust. It was the funniest thing in the world.
You said that out loud?
It was the funniest shit in the world. We was out in Vegas. And, this is the time where Mike Kaiser was still like fronting like he smokes weed and shit like that. And Meth said, yo, N.O.R.E, don't smoke that blunt. I said, what? He said, everything else, don't smoke this one. So I said, you know what? I ain't smoking none of y'all shit. I just stay over here. And I was smoking my own shit. And Mike Kaiser came over there and he hit the blunt. And boy, it was a different thing, man. I just got to let you know, Mike Kaiser, I got you, baby. I'm not going to blow it up, Kaiser. You're my brother. I got you. But do you ever realize that, what is it called? A fraternity. Like, in college, you guys go to, they do all this shit. But years later, that's what a fraternity is.
Right.
Like years later, they come and they see each other and they look out for each other. I feel like hip hop is finally at the stage of it becoming a fraternity. Like if I was ever walking a hotel and I was to see Salt and Pepper, my first thing is let me make sure they're okay.
Right.
As opposed to like, yo, you know what I'm saying? Like it's automatically protective. Do you feel like hip hop is becoming this fraternity?
I think it's been for a minute.
I think it's okay. Okay, that's great.
Even with the divisions of the generations, it seems like one thing is. So, for example, why did you feel that right now was the time to do this concert? Like, was there a reason for it, or it just came together that way?
I saw Puff do his show,
which we were at. We were in the one in Vegas, right?
I did. So and that turned into a tour too.
Yeah,
right. So I went to the show in L.A. And it blew my mind away. Like literally, just blew my mind away. I'm coming off a heart attack, and I'm watching this, and I remember texting him the next morning and saying, "I saw Michael Jackson perform at the Apollo, first time ever."
Right.
We got to get back to this.
Right? Saw James Brown, right? And I said, Puff, I've never seen a show like this in my life. And I said, I wonder if I could do it. And this was 3 years ago. So I had a heart attack, so I'm just
God bless.
Getting, better. And then, I started working with Ye. So, that took some time. And then the opportunity of this just came.
So it's like a legacy show for you. That's what I think. The Bad Boy one was a legacy thing.
Maybe. This is more like when you said, it's like I never took the time to smell the roses.
Right.
Yeah, I agree with you.
Right. So I think this one, I'm patting myself on the back and saying, "Hey, look what it was."
Right.
But it was Puff's show that really jump started.
That inspired you. Yeah. But I think this is definitely a tour. I think that we've interviewed everybody from like Dead Prez to Havoc to Pete Rock, obviously Wu-Tang, and everyone always salutes you as the OG, the guy that the CEO that was for the artist. You know what I mean? So I feel like everyone will come together and just be like, yo, man, let's get I don't want to say like the last hoorah, but like you remember how Dwayne Wade he did the last,
dance.
And the last dance. Like I feel like this is for loud. You know what I'm saying? Like for loud, I think everyone will come together.
We really fought for our artists. I got arrested for throwing a chair through a glass door
It happens.
For fighting for Wu-Tang, for getting the money that I felt they deserved. And
For a video?
Not for a video.
Okay.
It was the renegotiation. It was for Raekwon's solo record, for Cuban Links, and it was for the Wu-Tang Forever album.
So with RCA?
And RCA, we were $25,000 apart. I was like, just give him the fucking money.
Right.
And the business affairs was a woman, and she said, Steven Rifkind, I'm tired of your shit. I've never hit a woman in my life, but I took this chair, and if I was facing this way with 36 floors and it's going on Broadway, and I turned it around and I threw it through the glass door.
36 floors? Oh, you're taking this 36 chamber shit way too far.
But we were, so, you know, the cops came, security came, they cuffed me, and
Wow. No, that's great. That's great. That's great. And what do you feel about like the Me Too movement? Like, because like you know they got Russell like in Tahiti somewhere right now.
They got him in Tahiti?
I mean, what you want me to say?
He got himself. He's in Tahiti.
Yeah, that's my man.
Yeah.
But like, what do you feel about that? I personally seen Russell be loose, but I've never seen him like in no rape shit. Come on, bro. Like, let's just be clear.
him raping somebody, I don't see.
I don't see that.
I don't
shit,
see
bro.
it at
Come
all.
on, man.
I mean, Russell's like a brother to me, right?
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
you know, I wasn't around when, you know, people are pressing charges on him from 35 years ago. Like, who the fuck even remembers 35 years ago?
That's crazy.
Yeah.
So it was like, you know, he was always, like, even when we had the Jimmy Spice record on my dad's label, I mean,
Right.
he was crazy, but he was always polite and just like, you know.
Like Bill Cosby, I seen some shit with Bill. Like, you know what I mean? I ain't, come on. Like, Russell was just...
Russell wasn't drugging it.
Yeah, Russell wasn't drugging nobody. Like, I don't see that. Like, but Bill was slipping pills and shit. Like, he got a little... he got a little... Bill was slipping pills. I ain't on the front. Bill's a foul nigga. I can tell. All right? I'm just leave that alone. But you dated Gabrielle Union.
No, it wasn't Gabrielle.
No?
You start rumors now?
It wasn't Gabrielle Union? I know Samaya Layton. I'm going there. Yeah.
No.
But I thought it was both, no?
No, Gab is she's like a
just your
sister.
friend.
She introduced me to Sanaa.
Oh, she introduced you. There you go. There you go. Yo, Sanaa Layton. That's art. She's a beautiful girl. How does that happen?
I mean, how did it happen? I mean, it just...
This was pre like TMZ days too. If you they'd have been eating you up in the TMZ days.
No, they killed me.
They killed you?
Yeah, they killed Sanaa. It was like, because I just got out of my marriage, and it was like, they called her a homewrecker and shit like that, and it was just like...
Get out of here. Yeah?
She wasn't a homewrecker.
Let's just clear that up. You gotta say, the way you said it, you gotta say it with more bass.
She wasn't a homewrecker.
Okay. Yeah, please. All right, cool. So big up. Y'all cool? Y'all still cool?
Oh, me and Sanaa? Yeah. Very cool. She's cool with my ex-wife.
Oh, yeah? And at one point, you left your wife and you took us down puffs like a maid or some shit like that, right?
Puffs made? Wow.
I remember reading some shit like this.
We went from classic era hip-hop to taking down Puffs made?
Hey, man, listen, man, Steven lived the life, man. And the same way I get rappers here, and I get
he's being fair.
He's being fair. Like, you know, listen, as a married man, I admire when people were single, their days of being single and having fun. Because okay, don't worry about it. But you know, that's good.
I mean, the issue was, you know, I fucked up. You know.
Oh shit, I didn't expect that. Go ahead.
You know, when I was single, I didn't have money. So, you know, when these records started coming, the checks started coming crazy.
Shit changed.
CEO checks is different. Let's talk about them checks. Sony checks.
It started with the BMG checks.
BMG. I just look at his face. It looks good. I just felt rich. BMG was the first. Ooh, because now they believe you, right? Because like
Now they didn't have a choice.
they didn't have a fucking choice.
I mean, now we just put them in the head. I mean, it was just like,
Right.
they knew when I threw the chair, they knew I wasn't playing.
Yeah, but at one point, I remember Fat Joe. I said, like, yo, man, I'm going on private jet with Steve Rifkind. I was like, what the fuck? Like,
Recently or back
I
then?
mean, back then. Like, I remember at one point, you was taking private jets.
Yeah, so Quincy Jones turned me on to the private planes.
I love how he named
Stunting, man.
Yo, his name drop game is so nice. You know Quincy Jones. Come on, nigga, that's Quincy Jones. I'm sorry. I'm open.
you know, through the marketing company, I was consulting Quincy's label.
Okay,
Quest.
in my mind, you speaking to Quincy Jones. Y'all was drinking a glass of wine, and he said, "What are you doing on commercial?"
Nah, this is how it
this is
started.
I'm just imagining it. I could.
Me and my fiance are talking about our wedding day,
Okay.
and also the house phone rings, and it's Quincy, and I remember this like it was yesterday. He goes, "Hey Steve, it's Q." I'm like, "Who?" He goes, "Q," and I got not an email. Brett Ratner called me, who made the introduction. He goes, "Quincy's going to be calling you."
Okay.
Man, name dropping,
Right. So Brett goes, "Quincy's going to be calling you. Just he wants to talk to you. Help him consult his label." So he calls me and he goes, "What are you doing tomorrow night?" I'm like, "I don't know." He goes, "Have dinner with me." He goes, "We're going to this place called Dre's. The finest women in LA will be there."
Okay, I thought Dre's was in Vegas, but this is out of my league.
Yeah, this was on La Cienega.
I gotta relax. Let me just listen. Okay.
So I go meet Quincy, and it's like love at first sight. Like the woman, it's me and Quincy and like 10 women. I mean, one more beautiful than the other. And he goes, "I want to bring you in as a consultant." He goes, "What are you doing next Monday?" No, next Tuesday. And I said, "No." He goes, "Come to Chicago with me. I'm doing Oprah, and I'm showcasing my brand new artist, Tamia."
New brand of waters?
No, new artist,
Okay.
Tamia.
His brand new artist.
Okay.
So I end up in Chicago with Quincy.
Y'all flew together?
Yeah, on his plane
On his plane.
to Chicago, and I was like, "This
You
is."
said no more.
That's the way to do
no
it.
more American Airlines.
I mean,
See you later, United.
So-
Delta, goodbye.
so
Okay.
for 2 years,
Uh-huh.
wherever Quincy went, I went, and it was just. Well, so he taught me how to play with money.
Wow. And that's where you private train.
Yeah, so I was like, well, like I think when the Sony check came, then I was like, "Fuck y'all, this is the
That was
way."
Fat Joe's
This is
question.
the way.
Fat Joe said, let me just pull up Fat Joe's question. So, you know, that's when I do interviews. He says, "How much dough did he blow?" And then he said, "How big of a deal did he do with Sony?" Because that must have been your fuck you moment.
That was a real fuck you moment.
Fuck you moment?
Yeah.
Let's make some noise for the fuck you. Because I could imagine.
Thank you, Tommy Mottola.
Yeah, thank you, Tommy. Let's make some noise for him. We're gonna get him on Drink Champs too. So this is after Wu-Tang works.
This is after everybody worked.
Everybody works. Now you have a choice to go anywhere in the world. But because isn't RCA wasn't that merged into the same Sony
Not
system?
yet.
Not yet.
Not
Okay.
yet.
All right. So break it down.
So Jimmy Iovine was my mentor.
And he's at
Interscope.
Interscope.
Interscope,
Okay, all right.
And he's paying me a shitload of money
To consult.
to consult.
Jesus, Lee, you get money from everywhere, Steve.
So
Okay.
all Jimmy kept on saying to me is, "Fuck the bottom line and just think about the top line." Right? So Quincy taught me about planes. Jimmy taught me about the chef and the driver.
Jesus.
They teach you how to live life.
I don't
Right?
have none of these type of friends.
So
Do you get a friend? Me and you gotta develop more shit like this. Like, I'm sorry, man. You got way better friends than me and your friend. I'm sorry. You niggas need to step your game up. I'm just like, good.
So I have a meeting with Strauss Zelnick and Pete Jones. Strauss Zelnick was the CEO of BMG, and Pete Jones was head of distribution. And they said, "You know, we need more profits from you." And I said, "I'm not giving you more profits. I'm building these fucking artists.
Right.
Fuck you. Like whatever happens, happens."
Right.
And the next day, my lawyer calls. You know, they're willing to let you go.
Who's saying they willing to let you go?
My attorney called me. He said they're willing to let you go.
SRC.
Loud.
Loud. Oh.
So it's Clive Davis's pre-Grammy party. I walk in there, and it was like the Red Sea opened up.
They opened
Everybody just came at me. you know, Tommy, Doug, this one, that one. And I didn't say a fucking word yet because I didn't even know, like,
All right, because you going too crazy for our listeners. When you say Tommy, you got to say Tommy Mottola.
Tommy Mottola,
You
yeah.
say Doug, you got to say Doug,
Doug
Morris. Yeah, you know what
Okay.
I'm saying? Because they're just thinking like it's Doug from down the block. And like, they don't know. You know what I'm saying?
Tom is
Yeah,
Sony.
So
Right?
Tommy
And
was
Doug
Sony,
is-
Doug
Doug
is
is
the Universal. Doug just came to Universal. So every CEO of every music group is calling and they're kissing my ass during the whole fucking night. Right? I didn't even have a chance to tell my wife yet. So she goes, "What the fuck is going on?" I'm like, I said, "I'll tell you when I get home." So I picked Tommy Mottola. Because
Based on the meetings or
no, so
because you took everyone's meeting? No,
I took everybody's meeting,
Okay,
100%. My first choice was really Jimmy and Doug, but
Right.
I don't know, something was up,
Right.
whatever. I think Jimmy was maybe redoing his deal or whatever, and I was like, nah. And Master P was really blowing up at that time.
Wow.
Priority.
Yeah, I mean, he was just blowing up. I mean, everything that he put out,
Right.
I mean, was going platinum. I was like, what? Like, how the fuck is he doing? I mean, I know how he was doing it, but I wanted to see with my own eyes. So
Right.
I went on a tour bus for 6 weeks.
With Master P?
No, by myself.
Oh, wow.
And I just did the South and just finding out what to. And
Oh,
that's
you trying to get a feel
of like what the fuck is really going
the
on?
vibe down south, right?
So 3-6 Mafia was signed to Relativity,
Wow.
and everybody everywhere that I went to,
Was Alan Grumlock involved in that deal? What
I'm sure he was.
and MOP was on Relativity too, right?
in the beginning, yeah.
Yeah, okay.
So I was, but everywhere I went, everybody started talking about the next thing to pop is 3-6 Mafia.
Wow.
So when me and Tommy had the meeting, he goes, "Who do you want to be at Columbia Epic?" I said, "I want Relativity."
Wow.
And he looked at me like I was on crack.
You wanted to acquire Relativity?
So we didn't acquire it, but we merged. It was the
Right.
first time done in the music business where
Oh,
You being with Sony to do that move.
I had Lab, right? So
Right.
we bought BMG out. So now I own 100% of Lab.
Right.
Okay.
I merge Loud into Relativity. So now we're the third major inside
So
the
that's
Sony
how you
system.
adjusted all. Okay, now I get it.
And I did it really because of 3-6 Mafia.
And you were one of the first labels to, besides obviously Priority and Master P, to see that future in the South.
Yeah. Well, P was the first one.
No, he
right?
was
Yeah.
the first one, yeah.
God bless him. Holy moly guacamole. This is history right here, man. This is history. So, you merge.
We merged.
Uh-huh.
And then we had one amazing year.
Okay.
And then it just became too corporate for me.
Yeah.
Where it was like quarterly numbers, this numbers, that numbers. And I was miserable.
Wow. Wow. So what that's when you so basically, all right. So you're saying you sold the company basically?
Yeah, I sold the company and I had not worked for the company that I sold.
And so so Russell, like for instance, I think Russell had to do that with Def Jam.
Well, Leo stayed. Leo
Right.
became the CEO of
Right.
Island Def Jam.
Right.
Right.
So and you hated it? You hated it?
Yeah.
To see your face. I tried to convince him to be like, no, don't say that. And then he's like,
Nah, so I remember going to Hawaii with my son and my wife. And I said, I think I'm going to send Tommy Mottola back his money.
Oh, shit.
And I'm just going to leave, right?
Right.
And I'm out playing ball.
Right.
And I see these big two Samoans coming running
Right.
to the courts.
Buddha tribe is there?
And nobody knew where I was,
Right.
except for my mother.
Right.
And I'm like, somebody died.
Right.
And they said, you have an emergency on the mainland.
Right.
So I call my office, and they just send me straight to Rich.
Right. I just said,
Yeah. And Rich said, Pun had a heart attack. Or he's not dead yet. So I called Joe, and just as I called Joe, he just passed. And in my mind, I was retiring. I think I was going to move to Hawaii.
Right.
And
I just got back from Hawaii, to tell you the truth. That's
Yeah, that's crazy.
Yeah.
That's why this
Yeah.
story is fucking me up in a different way. But I continue.
so I'm like, who knows? And Joe says nobody. I said, I'm going to call Angie. Because, she was part of Terror Squad in a crazy way.
Martinez.
Angie Martinez.
Yeah, she still is.
Yeah. I called Angie. I told her, and I just like the letter that I wrote Tommy. I ripped up, jumped on a plane, dropped everybody off in LA, and I went straight to New York. But I didn't retire. But so I stayed there another 2-3 years.
But and speaking of that, Pun was like my closest friend. It was one of my best friends.
I mean, you guys had that amazing record together.
Yeah.
That video,
15.
But that You Came Up video.
Oh yeah,
James Bond. I mean,
I ain't gonna lie.
Hilarious video.
Yeah, I'll tell you something. Thank you for checking. I was about to go. Thank you, Steve. I was about to go
Depressing.
Yeah, depressing. And he just let me tell you something about that video. The reason why you guys had a 2-hour overage on the video is because you remember the guy jumps from the thing. Pun really wanted to do that. So the whole time, Pun is like, I don't need no stunt man. And he's got me over there. He's like, yo, right, N.O.R.E? And I'm like, oh, fuck. You don't want to say right, because I know my friend is overweight. You can't jump over no fucking building. You know what I'm talking about in the building? He jumps over. So they have a stunt man there to do it. And the stunt man is like 100 pounds. And Pun is like, he's not going to look like me. I'm gonna do it. And he kept trying to say, yo, N.O.R.E, tell him that I can do it. And I'm like, there's no way you're gonna give me those kind of shit. But that was the craziest funny part. So if you ever remember you had guys that had like 2 hours overage, it was because I was sitting there like, nah, man, I can't allow you to do it, Pun. But Pun really, the beautiful thing about Pun is
Pun loved being a celebrity.
He loves being a celebrity. And he never felt big.
No.
Like he moved like he was lighter than everyone in this place. Like, I kid you not. But
so I'll tell you a great story.
Like, please.
Still Not a Play is blowing up. Mm-hmm. He comes back from doing a show. He buys himself the most beautiful Cuban link bracelet. Mm-hmm. That said Big Punisher. Mm-hmm. And I was like, wow, show money really must be mad. I said, this bracelet's beautiful. Right? He goes, if we go platinum, I'm going to get you one. I go, Pun. The shipping platinum. I mean, right? He goes, 2 million. I'm like, nah, we'll be at 2 million in a week. Right? And I'm not thinking anything. So it's like, if we do 4 million, you can get me something. And I'm fucking around, not even thinking. Cut to a year and a half later, we hit the 4 million mark. Whatever it is. And a guy named Gerard Hunt, who was our product manager, walks into my office. He goes, Pun wants to see you today. Mm-hmm. To discuss the next album. Mm-hmm. So I'm like, all right. So I called Joe. I'm like, hey, is it cool? Pun wants to come in. He goes, yeah. Comes in, and I'm fucking around with him. I'm like, you know what? You gave me your word. You were going to buy me a fucking Cuban link bracelet. When we went 4 million, we're at 4.3. And you don't have shit. I mean, I gave you my word. Mm-hmm. Reaches out his pocket. He goes, fuck you, motherfucker. And he throws this box, all wrapped up with the most beautiful. I have it framed, like in a box with my name on it, all diamonds.
Wow.
Damn.
Wow. Goddamn. Make some noise for Big Pun. So, not to be all but from Pun, you have to speak about Prodigy. Like, where was you at when you got that news?
I was here. My daughter was
Miami. You say here?
I was in Florida, right?
Yeah, Florida.
Yeah, my daughter was taking her road test.
Oh wow! God bless.
And Rich Isaacson kept on calling me, and I'm like, all right, something. I mean, he's called me like 4 times in a row, so it's either good news or bad news, and I don't want to hear anything until I see her. And he texts me, call me now, urgent.
Rich.
Okay. So I see my daughter coming in from taking her road test. And
did she pass? Because she must be.
I'm like, now I'm on the phone with Rich. He goes, are you sitting down? I'm like, oh, fuck, what just happened, right? And I go, I'm not sitting down. I go, what's the matter? He goes, P died. And she's walking in, and I can't tell if she passed or not passed.
Right.
But I'm hysterical crying now.
Right.
And she passed. I couldn't really enjoy that with her.
At that moment.
But it was just, that was a hard one for me.
Now I got to rewind a little more. Apologies, but we're all on the subject. your first group, your first sons, your first child, you have a son, Wu-Tang Clan. You know, you got Capadonna that went away or whatever, but the passing of ODB, he comes home. He wasn't quite like Wu-Tang Clan when he came home. He was quite like you could tell he was in like a confused state. I don't want to say because I don't want to say he was Rockefeller or any of that. I just want to say that he just came home. He wanted to be himself, but then he passes away. That has to be like.
So I'm flying to New York, and I land the second I put on my phone from the plane. I don't have Ladder at the time anymore. Now I have SRC Records, right? And Akon is blowing the fuck up at this time.
Gave me banners on it.
Yeah,
It's locked up.
Yeah. So Divine calls me and said, "Dirty just passed 20 minutes ago." I'm like, "Where are you?" He says, "The studio." So I just went straight to the studio. His body was still there when I got there.
Damn.
And for people who's CEOs, for people who's rappers, and people who are just human beings, because you attached to this. Is not like you're not one of those CEOs.
I'm not Tommy Mottola. I'm not Doug Morris. I mean,
without saying that, because sometimes our audience might not understand that. What I'm saying is, you're a human. Like you're a person that's involved. Like you're not looking at a person like there's numbers. So dealing with that, like how do you cope every day? Like you know what I mean? Because I can imagine your artists was your friends as well.
I mean, all of it really just
Right.
I mean, it takes
Right.
a piece out of you.
Right.
Yeah.
And then dealing with the pun that stayed, and Fat Joe's one of my best friends, and how did that just feel? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like seeing.
Well, don't forget, Pun was signed to Joe.
Right.
So me and Pun had a relationship, but all business stuff, I dealt with Joe and the attorneys, right? So, and the thing is, Joe gets a bad rap, for what people say, what he do with Pun, but it's really not true.
Right. That's real shit.
So, I mean, he treated Pun like a brother and made sure Pun got everything that he deserved.
Yeah, I know that. But when I say it, it makes me feel like just because
like
Joe's my brother. Yeah, like I'm biased. So that's why that was him. He said that. You know what I mean? But Steve, man, I just want to reiterate, how great you are, man.
I appreciate that.
I know you for years, and whenever I had one of your artists on the record, or whenever your artists, I've see you out and dinner. Steve always eats the greatest places in the world. You know what I'm saying? Whenever I see you, and you always kept your word, and I just want to salute you for that. You know what I'm saying? I want to salute you for that. From when you was the hottest, when you was coming up in the game to the biggest in the game to still just maintaining your bigness. You always has been a person of your word. So now, what is? We got the concert. What is next? And we understand you managing DMX. First of all, how is DMX?
He's good.
He's good?
He's good.
Is he okay?
And he's on Def Jam, right?
He's on Def Jam.
That's the beautiful thing. That's what you know DMX. You know what, Def Jam? I hear other podcasts critique you, and I hear other podcasts actually diss you. And I'm gonna just tell you something, Def Jam. I disagree with those podcasts in totality. The fact that you guys got LL Cool J
says a lot.
and DMX back on your roster, to me, that's kind of dope. That's like Loud starting again with Wu-Tang Clan. And I would love that.
And Paul's at the realm at that.
So Paul
at the helm
is at the realm, and Rich is number 2.
Yeah.
Rich Isaacson, right?
Oh wow, Paul Rosenberg. Okay,
Right. So
big him up, even though I heard he's not fans of us. It's okay.
Really?
It's okay.
Really?
No, not in a bad way.
Oh.
Not in a bad way. He just don't want him to come on here because we smoke and get high. Look, Steve didn't smoke and get high. And we having a great fucking interview. And this is a great example. He did not hate on us. I just heard he just, did block us. Okay.
I mean, but Paul's a real hip hop head.
Paul's
He
a
is,
real hip-hop.
yeah.
He was a lawyer
and
for a
I
lot of
respect
underground
him.
guys back in the day. Scam, the guy with our logo.
Listen, I
he was his
respect
lawyer.
Paul. I respect Paul to the fullest.
And then Rich, the pedigree, it's like we both learned from my dad, right? So, even though, he has
I always thought Rich was Johnathan. You know the crazy shit? And I always thought Johnathan was Rich. I knew
That's
that.
funny.
It's the crazy shit. I was like, oh, shit, I know Rich.
So, we all grew up around the corner from each other.
This is Manhattan.
No, this is Long Island.
Long Island. What part of Long Island y'all from?
Merrick.
Listen, Merrick people, if y'all American, y'all broke, y'all fucking up. Look, nah, that's fucking yeah, so go ahead.
So it's like we always had, the dream, like, all right, we'll all eventually, Rich was a lawyer by trade, went to law school, went to Ivy League school. Johnathan went to the University of Maryland, and it was always our dream to just always work together.
Like Rockefeller, like all these great record labels. Are you a fan of these new record labels?
I'm a fan of my son's new label.
Oh, what is that?
My son has a deal through Atlantic.
Get out of here.
Called Chosen.
Chosen? Why ain't making no noise through that? Goddamn. And what's his name?
His name is Alex.
Alex
Yeah.
Rifkind.
Alex Rifkind.
That's dope.
Wow.
So, and how he's doing it, he's taking a mixture of what's going on today, digitally, and then my blueprint on how I did it.
He just signed OD Bastards, OD Bastards' son.
He just signed this kid out of Detroit.
Okay.
Which reminds me of an MOP, he's on the road now. So it's like he's doing that, but then he'll have conversations with SoundCloud. Right.
That's crazy.
He'll have conversations with Spotify. But he's on the road, he's living on the road the way I was living on the road.
Wow.
So the
Did
thing
you give him that advice or he did it alone?
No, so he's a ball player. He played college ball, he played D1 ball, everything.
Right.
So he took that work ethic.
That's hard.
He took that work ethic and put it, with somebody on his team who was like a producer. He goes, this kid has incredible beats, this, that, whatever, right? And
So sorry, Steve.
No.
I ain't gonna front the smokers.
No,
I ain't gonna front that.
it's okay.
That's not me. It was like
It's not him. It's the smoke.
Yeah,
No,
I'm
the smoke
good.
had his own mind. I just
Yeah.
realized I've been
Don't
getting the
worry
smoke
about it.
been
It's a
going
smoke
straight.
monster from Lost.
Okay.
So so I'm really he took his basketball work ethic or his sports work ethic and just unreal. He when we announced the show, he goes hey Dad, it'd be nice if his new artist who's actually bubbling, not the kid out of Detroit but this other kid out of Seattle, can he be the first one to open up the show? I'm like, yeah, of course. So
New York and Radio City Music Hall.
yeah.
It's a great fucking opportunity.
So, but I'm really proud of what he's doing. And then, my youngest son is a rapper, ball player. So he made a record. He's gonna kill me when he sees this, but it's the kid can really fucking spit.
Oh, because why they don't want it?
No, he's still in high school. His team is top 5 in the country. Bronny's on his team. Z-Wait's on it. So it's
Because you ever heard of the rapper Russ? We had a rapper Russ.
Yeah.
And rapper Russ got on here, and he was, because his father was in the industry, so they called him an industry plant. And he hated that. You know what I mean? He hated that. So you think your kids would think that? That's the reason?
my kids don't want nothing to do with it. They're doing it all. I had no
Autonomous.
idea. When Ryan did this record, and he did it with 3 of his friends, Alex calls me and goes, you hear the record? I'm like, what record? He goes, Ryan did a record last night. He goes, it's fire. Sends me the record, and I was like, holy shit. This kid, he really, I call him, Ryan, who wrote this? He goes, I did. So it's all right.
Let's bring Johnathan in here, man. Come on, let's get a seat for Johnathan.
Yeah, let's call Mr. Lisi.
The G-Wagon, what about it?
No, that's your son that took the G-Wagon?
Yeah.
All right.
Well, that's my oldest son.
Come on, you need a mic? Let's give him a mic.
Yeah, Jonathan. He's a little shy.
Where's Randy? Randy left?
No, he's...
All right, we ready? We back, motherfucking Drink Champs. Listen.
So listen.
We just brung in. Oh goddamn, I love Boris sometimes. Sometimes Boris just a great
Sometimes you
friend.
love Boris?
No, yeah, I love him most of the time. but we got motherfucking Randy Acker here. We got motherfucking Johnathan Rifkind here, and we got motherfucking Steve Rifkind here. These are the behind the scenes of behind the scenes. So this is just, I would like to call the people, this is pure game right now. You understand? Pure game. Do you remember how Loud's run? And where were you out there when Loud was just destroying shit? Or was you the opposite side?
I don't know if I was the opposite side. I feel like I was
We were neighbors.
before I was even in hip hop, I lived across the hall from Steve on 55th Street when I was
Jeez,
working
man.
at SPK Records with
SPK.
Vanilla Ice and Wilson Phillips and Teenage Mutant Ninja
Definitely
Turtles.
before
Diggable
Marcus.
Planets.
Marcus Morton.
Diggable
Oh,
Planets.
Diggable Planet?
Yeah.
Whoa.
Wild Pitch, Pendulum Records.
Wild Pitch was doing a lot.
I lived across the hall from Steve. That's where I met him.
Main source was on Wild Pitch.
Fuck outta here.
Yeah.
Jeez Louise, Papa G's. So how y'all said y'all didn't know that y'all was both in the music industry?
No, we knew.
We did, but I really wasn't in his part of the business then. I was at EMI, I was in business affairs, I wasn't in hip hop. Not till I got into Def Jam that
So you was on the
I had an
lawyer side at that
appreciation
time.
for what he really had done.
Right. So you was on the lawyer side at the time we lived with each other.
Yes.
Okay, and you were
Loud.
wow.
Yeah.
And you knew
He was popping. Yeah, he was the guy. I knew that. I just wasn't in it. I knew who he was for sure.
So Jonathan, when was the first time you met Chris Lighty?
First time I met Chris Lighty. Wow. It had to be at 741 Broadway. 841 Broadway.
That's not
our
okay.
first office
In New York.
in New York, and I think I met him with I want to say Peter Thomas. They were both.
How can I be down? Well, Def Jam.
He's out here right now.
How can I be down?
I think they were both. In some way, shape, or form, they were both working with Def Jam.
Yeah, Peter was
And
with
they
Def
were
Jam.
and they were up at the office. I don't know if they were together, but they were. I mean, they were friends. And
Chris was, as you know, a great friend of mine.
I was going to ask you the same question too. The first time you met Chris Lighty.
then I would just see Chris everywhere.
Shakim introduced me to Chris.
Flavor Unit.
Flavor
Yeah.
Unit. Where at? You don't remember?
Yeah, my office in LA.
Wow.
In LA.
And then we just developed a relationship.
Was he the one who brought you Mobb Deep?
Nah.
Wow. So he wasn't managing Mobb Deep when
No, a woman by the name of Tammy, I forgot her last name, brought me Mobb Deep.
Had you even heard that first album they did? That Premier was executive
Juvenile
producer.
Hell?
Juvenile,
Yeah.
yeah. Hit from the back.
Yeah. And Project Hallways. Yeah.
I heard that in Spofford. That's a whole other story. When did you first meet Chris Lighty?
I met Chris Lighty at 160 Barrack Street.
160 Barry Street.
Yeah.
Okay. That is Def Jam, the first Def Jam. Chunk King is across the street, and the next,
King
the very
Studios.
next building.
Across the street.
That's probably like the illest, like at that point.
The era.
That era.
It was bananas.
Yeah, because like
really,
Russ,
the whole
Russell
thing.
Simmons like had managed everybody because Russ management was in there as well.
Rush
It was-
Management was in there.
Rush, that's a-
And at that point, Violator had their label deal there.
Right.
So Chris was in the back
That's why
past the
I was
A&R
there.
department.
right.
But the whole building was just out of control. I mean,
Right.
when I I had met Chris, but
Right.
he got into an altercation with one of the artists.
Yeah,
He was
DMX.
mistaken for being the artist's brother.
Yeah, DMX, and then it was supposed
Yeah,
to be
That was
for
the
Dave
first day
Lighty.
you met Chris?
It was for Dave
That was
Lighty.
like, not the first day I met him, but it had started to develop a relationship after that.
Right.
Like we had talked, we know each other, but because I had ended up working with X, which was very strange because I was a lawyer at Def Jam, and then somehow, I don't know. I guess when you're in a small company and it's exploding, it's all everybody does whatever needs to happen.
Exactly.
Right.
At that point, Irv had to kind of go be with Ja a little more, and there was no one really be with X, and they were like, "Oh, Acker, you know the Rough Riders?" And I had no idea.
Just go ahead.
But I just went. But Chris was like he he was very mentoring. Like he always was like very warm and welcoming and opening and wanted to share game with me and with other people, not just me. I mean, I just found him to be like that.
All right, so before we get crazy, I still don't believe Chris killed himself. I just need your opinion. What do you think?
I mean, I know how much he loves his kids, right?
Yes.
So, I mean, we all have kids, and I just, no matter how down, you know, I could be, I mean, his kids were his life, so.
So basically, you're saying you're with me. You don't believe he killed himself. You think it's a conspiracy theory somewhere.
I spoke to him that day.
What? The day that he supposedly killed himself?
Yeah.
Okay. Wow. And what? And you?
It was, I needed 50 for something.
50 Cent?
Yeah.
Okay, I'm thinking, all right.
So, these boxing promoters wanted to have a Floyd Mayweather fight in Dubai, and it would have been the biggest fight in the history of fights.
Okay.
And I needed 50 to get to Floyd.
Wow.
Okay.
And you spoke to Chris that day.
Yeah.
All right. Now, I have never heard this story. This is me. This is not even for like. This is me personally. Did he sound like he was going to kill himself?
No.
Or he sound like he was mad that day?
No, I mean,
I've never heard this story, Steve. So this is him. You know that.
we had our laugh. He goes, "Is there money to be made?" I'm like, "Chris, we'll make more money on this one shot than we'll ever make in our life."
Wow. Because I just want the people to know that I've been saying this. I've been doing this for 4 years.
Yeah, consistently you've been saying it.
And I've always said that. I've never believed that. And I'm glad that you didn't even know that, and you're giving your side of the story, and that's fucking awesome for me, man. You know what I mean? But in that note, we talked about Big Pun, we talked about Prodigy, we talked about.
Weren't you gonna say something about Jay-Z?
But I'm coming back to that. But I just wanted for our fallen soldiers, for everyone that we just talked from, everybody from Loud to everyone. We're gonna take a shot for them, man. Salute. 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 And this is how do we normally pronounce this?
Boom boom.
Boom, boom.
Aguardiente, Colombian firewater.
I got 2 great Chris stories.
So you met okay. You want to go to Chris story? Because I got some Kanye shit I want to hit you with. Because you managed
Say
Kanye.
No, I didn't manage Kanye.
You was around him during the Make America Hat Great.
I ran.
Was it something with merch? No,
I ran his label.
Oh, the late. Oh, that's right.
But it was awkward because I know you.
He said it was awkward.
You are not a Make America Great.
I'm gonna make America great, but in my way.
Right.
Yes.
Not
So-
MAGA, exactly.
I'm gonna tell you something about Kanye.
Okay.
I love him like a son. I love him like a
That's
brother.
hard. I want him to distribute my sneakers. The nigga don't be calling me back.
I mean,
I got my own sneakers. I don't. I just want you to distribute my shit.
he has a heart of gold,
Yes.
and Kanye, when he was wearing that, he doesn't want to be dictated to saying, "Hey, you got to vote for
Right.
Obama." You got, So it's
Right.
like he's his own man,
Right.
So
Yeah.
and he wants to make his choice. So whatever he says sometimes, it comes out of his heart, where he doesn't like. All right, let me bring it back and let me say it this way.
Right.
The guy has passion like there's no tomorrow. Like when me and him went our own different way, and it was mutual. He goes, "I want to take care of you for 2 years." You don't have to do that. Like 48 hours later,
Like a severance package type of thing?
yeah. And I'm like, yeah, I'm here for you. Just whatever it is.
Right. It's hard.
So when he wore the hat, I don't think he was doing it because he loves Trump so much.
Right.
Because you remember the first picture it was him, Lior,
I took the picture.
Steve. You know it's so was he him, Lior, who else?
And Lucy and Drain.
That's the guy from University,
Yeah.
right? All right, okay. Oh my God, yeah. So, did you know how this picture was gonna go crazy?
No, I wasn't even paying attention to the fucking hat, to be honest with you.
Right, okay.
So, because
He didn't see that.
because the shirt that he wore
Okay.
was Free Larry Hoover.
Damn.
Got me.
Nobody saw that.
No one
That's
saw that.
crazy.
No one saw that, Steve.
Wow.
See, that's that, all right, cool.
We're gonna have to pull that picture up
Yeah, we
again.
could even that out real quick, right
Yeah.
there. Okay, we'll continue.
So, I mean, I think Kanye does want to make America great again.
Right.
But his way. Which, he wants it to be a free America.
Right.
So it's not like I'm for Trump. I mean, Trump just had that hat. I mean,
Right.
I think Kanye is like, all right, let's.
In your own mind, you can speak whatever the fuck you want
Yeah.
without worrying. Like
So-
outrage culture shit is going crazy. Like
So that's really what it was. But
What?
the 2 years that we were together, I mean, I worked.
So you was in what's that shit? Naomi? What's that shit?
Wyoming.
Wyoming.
Naomi?
What?
Wyoming.
Naomi was in Wyoming?
What? For the album listing? For the.
No, I'm talking about just areas.
In general.
That out there,
I'm
I've
not-
been
so-
to Wyoming. It's not cool for me.
No, I mean,
I was not comfortable ever in Wyoming.
So the first time was, I think, in Jackson, right? Where we had the album live.
I like the Four Seasons. Whatever the Four Seasons is, I like. That's the only part.
Me too. I'm a hotel snob.
Yeah, okay, good.
And then around 3 months ago, he called. He goes, "If I send you a plane, he doesn't have to send me.
Send you a plane.
Yeah.
This is fly shit.
If I send you a plane, can you come see me? I need to talk to you."
Okay. He doesn't tell you where.
No, to
Wyoming.
Wyoming, not where. So sent me the plane. We had our lunch. We had our meeting. Spent the night, and I flew back the next morning. But he really is. He's an amazing father.
It's amazing.
Amazing
I think he's-
father.
And he's a genius. Like there's no
Yeah,
denying that he's
so-
a genius.
Everyone,
Like,
let me tell you something. I went on Nick Cannon's show, right? And he asked me about
the album.
the album, and I didn't like the album.
I liked it.
But you liked it, and you disputed me the whole time. No
Yeah,
one,
yeah.
Like so, I just said I didn't like the album. So people thought that I was being malicious about this kid. I didn't say that at all. I
You're
just
giving your honest
I'm giving
opinion,
my honest
which
opinion.
is what Kanye's arguing.
Yeah.
That's his
Yeah.
argument.
That's
You
his
could have your
argument.
opinion.
I
He could have an
I
opinion.
never said I didn't like him or it was something personal for him.
Right.
Like Kanye's first daughter, her nickname is N.O.R.E. Why would I ever disrespect? But I just gave my honest opinion. I'm honored. The first time I met Kim Kardashian, Kanye grabbed Kim Kardashian and walked over to me and said, "This is who we named our daughter after, N.O.R.E. This is N.O.R.E." This is real shit. This is on the Hollywood channel. They blocked my face out because I ain't signed off. So I was just thrown off. I was like, what the fuck is going on? I didn't know. You know what I mean? So when they hit me with the signature, I dodged the nigga. I was like Marshawn Lynch out this motherfucker. Boom. You know what I'm saying? But what I'm trying to say is, I didn't mean it to be malicious when I said that I just disliked the Jesus King because I'm thinking this is a superior rap album when this kind of was a gospel album. That's cool. That's cool. If I was taught that and they just took that line and just ran with everything, they never. But how many other 99 episodes of Drink Champs where I'm saying college dropout, when I'm saying Kanye's a fucking
President.
I said I'll vote for Kanye for president. They just took that one soundbite. And I didn't mind because I seen Buell. What's my man's name? Akon's brother.
Boo.
So I seen Buell and I was like, "Boo, what's up?" And he was like, "What's up?" He said, "What's up?" I was like, "Tell Kanye I want him on Drink Chance." And he looked at me like, "You know you don't want Kanye." And I'm looking like this is technically us having a conversation. We're not. Nothing's coming out of our mouths. I said, "Yo, tell Kanye I want him on." He looked at me like. And our mind started talking. He said, "You don't want Kanye on Jackson." I said, "I'm a fan of Kanye." And he's like, "No, I heard what you said." I said, "That was one statement." This is in our minds. I don't even know if this conversation really happened. I'm just telling you. You never seen Watson and Holmes? I went too far. Watson and Holmes is nobody knows what Watson and Holmes is. Please pull it up. Damn, listen, I watch all for lack of a better term, I watch all the white movies. The white dumb movies, the Dumb and Dumberers. I watch it. And watch it. You don't know what I'm talking about? Now there's, huh?
Will Ferrell?
Yeah, that shit is hilarious. I'm sorry, I went too far. So, now, Loud motherfucking Records. This motherfucking thing. You've been to the Bad Boy thing. Is this Loud Records a tour, Randy Acker? This is a tour.
Oh, yeah. I mean, just that show he's doing. If you look down the list, you're
especially if you want to get me, like, say, a couple of Prodigy verses. I think this is a tour with Drink Champs attached to it.
I've heard that could be cool.
Drink Champs attached to it. Because I've been looking at the flyers, there's no host to there. DJ E and Fred pulling out the motherfuckers. You know what I mean?
I did it tonight.
What?
On my kids. Johnathan said he should take Drink Champs on the road.
With the Loud talk. We are together like we've been since back. I'm gonna be honest with you. You know what the crazy thing is? One of my best friends, one of my great friends is Busta Rhymes, right? And I fuck with him every like 2 or 3 months, right? Like somebody would ask me like the biggest bag. They'd be like, hey, do you think Busta would take it? And I always fuck with Busta because I know he's never gonna do it.
You know, I just started managing him.
Who, Busta?
Oh, shit.
Let me just tell you something about Busta. All right, if you want to be funny, well, this is my brother. Listen, this is the funniest joke. I won't deal with numbers, but let's just say this is the number Busta wants, right? You would give Busta that same number plus a little something, but if you say it's an old school show,
He won't do it.
he won't do it. I don't know if you're just caught on what the fuck I just said. You can bring Busta the same bag. Maybe one might be a little bigger. But Busta feels like, nah, I'm not old school, so I never have to do an old school show. And that is the most honorable thing that I can tell y'all, my dude. Like, that's honorable. Because me, I don't really give a fuck. Old school's another 35,000. I'm in. Call me old, nigga. I'm with Rob Bass and them niggas. It take two to make a thing go right. I'm out there with that generation. Listen, I'm with the MC Light in them. I don't care. But listen, let me tell you something about Busta Rhymes, bro. I've tried, and then for 3 years after I tried, I just fuck with him. Like if I ever bring him an offer, he just be looking at it like, I know this somewhere. This is old school. And listen, I'm gonna be honest. At first, I was like, you know, Busta's crazy, but now, like years later, I realize and I respect his integrity. I respect his morals, and I respect his stance. He is a brother that's been in hip hop longer than all of us, probably. But guess what? If he wants to take that stance, if he's in the middle of, he's a genie, I have to respect him.
Absolutely.
He's a motherfucking genie. In my mind, when I speak to Busta Rhymes on the phone, his shit is, he's just floating in the air. He's just in there like this. He's a genie. And I respect him. He's my brother. I'm sorry.
So the first record I ever put through the street team, like when I came with the 140, was Leaders Under the School, just a case of the PTA.
It's just another case of
what label was that?
PTA. I don't know. I'm not sure y'all niggas my age now. Everybody looking at me like, ain't nobody singing this. Like, what the fuck? Yeah,
That's still one of my favorite records.
You know you impressed me.
Yeah, no, that's an amazing.
That record was amazing. That record and Brand New being Slow Down.
Slow Down.
Yeah. Slow Down.
You did that one too?
Relativity?
No, that was on Elektra, but those are the first two records that I promoted through the
SRC.
through the official street team. Yeah.
Do you think there's anything that you guys were doing in the street team era, like the physical street team era, that can be applied today?
I think you need both today. I really do. I mean, to me, it's like when I go into a market, I'm going to a Walmart store and just hearing what people are talking at 12, 1 o'clock in the morning. So, and that was my thing. Listen, my father had one of the most successful labels in the world. We didn't grow up on the street, right? So I always had to figure out what that advantage was for me.
Right.
So when I put the street team together and we started making some noise now, my wife and kids lived in LA. but I would still spend one weekend out of the month here. So I would start off at King Plaza Mall and go to one of the stores there and just hang out and hear what the kids were saying. Right?
King's Plaza in Brooklyn.
Yeah.
Okay.
Then I ended up a few hours later, Dr. J's on 34th Street, and just hung out there. One of my best friends owns Training Camp. Remember the old sneaker store on 45th Street?
You got good workers.
Yeah.
That's great workers right there. You see that?
It looks a little
not
bit
breaking character.
So, and I would end up working at Training Camp, like behind the counter, just hearing what they're saying, and then I would end up at a place called BJ's in Washington Heights on 155th and Broadway,
Jesus.
and that would be my Saturday.
I ain't gonna lie, you sound like a cocaine dealer. Your description was so street. Continue.
But I always came back to just like I'm a little competitive, so I had to up on to my street like, hey, you know about this, and they're looking at me like, how the fuck is he knowing all this shit? Like, but it'd be that one Saturday a month where I would start off in Brooklyn and end up in Washington Heights.
Now, how about was it, like, because Dead Prez, right? I'm going to be honest, when you listen to Dead Prez lyrics, right, it's probably the most anti-white lyrics there can probably be. How do you remove yourself from that? Like, I'm a fan of Dead Prez.
So am I.
That's hard. Didn't imagine that. But what I'm
That's
saying...
family, by the way, Florida.
That's family, and that's my people. What I'm saying is, like, how could you... Like, because I always imagine, like, when I hear Public Enemy and I realize that people that's pushing Public Enemy was Leo Combs and things like that. But I had to learn that later. And what I'm saying is, like, when you hear Dead Prez, they're just the most pro-blackest people ever, and you guys signed them.
I signed them. I mean,
It's quality music.
The records speak for
the
themselves.
records were amazing.
And you know what? At the end of the day, they're performing, right? But I could look at myself in the mirror that I know I did right by them.
Right.
And whatever their beliefs are, their beliefs are.
Right.
Do I wish there was more of a trust that I wasn't the Antichrist? Right? If there was a real trust there, the way me and Mobb had, the way me and Wu had, the way me, Joe, and Quan had, they might have been the biggest group I had.
But prior to you even signing them, their ideologies and their beliefs towards a certain group of people were that. It wasn't like they signed and then became that. They were that.
They were that from the get go. Lord Jamal.
Right.
Yeah, he's the one. Yeah.
He brought them to me.
Yeah.
Right. And you knew with Lord Jamal. Yeah.
Yeah.
So I mean, that's ill. That's ill. That's ill. And so like even like didn't you work with Public Enemy?
I did.
Yeah.
That was my first project when I walked in the door.
And shout out to Bill Adler too, who worked Public Enemy, and he was at odds at some of the messages.
So so how is that? Like, just like that, like help me like describe because I imagine like people, you guys are saying the people that they're saying is not me, but they're still saying
Yeah, it was a little tricky for me because I came in as the young lawyer, and they were making a movie soundtrack with Spike Lee, who's also pretty controversial.
Do the Right Thing?
No, it was He Got Game. And we did the soundtrack.
Yeah.
So I had to get in and figure out all the deals. So I had to do a phone call with Chuck and Spike. Spike's a legend, Chuck's a legend.
You don't know
to me.
them?
I don't know them at all.
I
And you're the lawyer.
I'm the lawyer.
And you could have been whatever.
You're already
you were just
coming in.
fucked to begin with.
It was already on the wrong foot.
I was done. It went right into
I didn't realize the crust.
It went right into sharecroppers in the field of copyright. And were you stealing our stuff? And tell that Lior like it just went left right away. But I tried to be, conciliatory.
Right.
My job was just to get the deals done.
Right.
Well, producers, the records got to come out.
Right.
So I just kind of took it. I wasn't going to get into the conversation of because
Right.
I didn't even understand it at that point. It took a while to kind of understand the subcultures and a lot of the kind of things that Dead Prez would talk about, or the 5%ers that Wu-Tang would talk about. Like that.
And their
stuff
job
was-
is to push that envelope and push that art form to the fringes, and it is what it is,
Right.
I remember Dead Press came in with some T-shirts one day. I was like, "Can I have one?" He said, "Yeah, give me $10."
I don't know if I respect that or I don't even know.
That's kind of ill.
They didn't back down, right?
Yeah.
So I did respect it,
Right.
right? And I gave him $10. It wasn't I wasn't where I paid for the shirts.
Right.
It wasn't like, hey, I paid for it,
Right.
And I always looked at it as like, I'm not that.
Right.
Like
Right.
I am a
But there
bad
was
deal.
like a situation.
No, we never had it. We never.
Okay.
They were always
Right.
polite,
Right.
like we never
They're
said.
great people. Yeah.
Yeah,
They're great people.
It's fine. I ran into Stick
Yeah. Out here, right? You had to.
on the plane. Yeah,
Oh,
from
okay.
here, from Atlanta to here, actually.
Okay.
Right, and we spoke, for 2 hours. I mean,
Right.
it was amazing.
Right.
M1, called, to get this thing done. It's like
Right.
I really want to be here. So
Well, that's
it's like-
dope. I respect that. I respect that. You know what I mean? Like, I respect. Let me make some noise.
Whatever happened, you're not gonna know this, but me and my boy Eddie, he's here. We worked the Loud Street team. We were the Miami.
See, I
guys.
told you.
I thought it was-
he was in the
we had this
bathroom.
girl, Jessica.
Listen.
No, you had Mira Hawkins.
When he was in the
Oh,
bathroom.
and then we took
he was
over after that.
Did we?
Okay, shout out
Listen, I told you, he's gonna remember. Listen,
Yeah,
listen.
but I've always been wondering what happened to Buddha.
Buddha's Gabi's brother, right? So Buddha's
Yeah, Buddha and Gabi. Yeah. That's when we worked. That's when we were the street team guys. out here.
Buddha's they're heavy in the whole reggaeton and just.
That's right. What was on?
That's fine.
And
Yeah.
Gabi's
Gabi's a beast.
Yeah, Gabi's looking like he half of a man.
Yeah,
Yeah.
He
Oh,
lost
no,
it.
yeah.
He lost
I
150
respect you,
Yeah,
Gabi,
yeah.
man.
Shout out to
Yo,
Gabi,
man.
yeah.
Respect
The
you, bro.
legend.
Yeah.
I'm so happy. Not only I respect you, I love you and I'm happy for you, Gabi. Like, and I see, like, he got the super smile on his shit. He like that. I ain't even see him.
Gabi just got a huge check.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
I forget the kid that he just signed.
Yeah, he just did a deal.
Some-
He got some new hot kid.
Some crazy. Interscope.
Dope. Well deserved.
Reggaeton.
I don't know if it's
No, it feels like a hip hop thing.
Because Gabi was like your guy. Let's just be clear.
Yeah, so Gabi. So
He brought you.
There was
Akon?
Buddha,
No,
Gabi,
no,
Eddie
no.
was over there too, right?
Eddie, Puerto Rican Rob, everyone, right?
yeah.
So
Ooh, Steve out here. Right.
So-
let's get into this.
when I did the whole South tour, right? So Buddha was the head of the street team.
Yep.
He brings his brother. Gabi's what, 17 years old at the time,
Yeah, man.
right? So I'm in the back
When
of
he
the.
brings Gabi
He brings Gabi, right? So I have 75 grand in cash on.
for no reason, or
Just God forbid,
let's make some noise for the 70 grand.
All right. So in those days, we're going on the road for 6 weeks.
Uh-huh.
I don't bring any clothes. Every city we go into, I just find a Nike town
Black
or
and
just
car.
whatever, and just go. So I'm in the back of the bus, and I hear somebody just. I don't know who Gabi is, but I'm peeing in my pants. That's how hard I'm laughing. Whoever the fuck he's, cracking up. So I said, you know what? You're staying with me, and you hold on to this bag, and don't go in this bag. Just hold it with your life.
No.
So these tour buses, they can't park in front of the bus,
Right. Exactly.
right? So after the 15th day, I have 20 Nike bags now from just going to the Foot Lockers of the world, the Macy's, wherever
Yeah.
the fuck we are. Because I would buy clothes for the day.
Yeah.
So he would have to bring it. I said, I'm going to fuck with him. Take $1,000 out of the bag.
Right.
And I'm like, where's this money? Like, we're missing $1,000. Meanwhile, he's like choking himself because he has like 20 bags around his fucking neck. he really starts to have a panic attack.
Right.
So
Gabi.
Gabi. And then I realized, you know what? This guy's a fucking soldier, and he's with me for life.
Right.
So, cut to, we come back from doing this tour. Somebody breaks into our stock room. Do you remember the old Starter Loud jackets that we had?
Never had one, but go ahead, continue.
They break in and they steal $100,000 worth of jackets.
I didn't know y'all niggas was making $100,000 worth neither.
Right? So the videotape, it's Gabi's cousin
Right. Wow.
and Buddha's cousin.
Dominican.
So they,
Now they Puerto Rican. Yeah.
What? Why did I say that? Continue.
so they both are gonna quit. I'm like, you're not gonna quit. And I'm fucking around. I'm like, you're just gonna bring me back a finger.
Right.
Oh shit. So cut to 2 days later, my cell phone rings and it's Buddha. He goes, I don't have him, but I got his wife tied up. You want me to get her finger?
And Buddha was a real motherfucker. Yeah. He is. I mean, he's still around. Are
we supposed to make noise for this? Or like,
no, that didn't happen actually.
No, there was no finger taken, but it was like they were. I mean, you talk about two guys that were just so fucking loyal.
Right.
No, that whole squad was incredible, man. Those guys were incredible to work with. Yeah,
I remember being honored out here for like Executive of the Year, and my dad's with me. And he's like, "What does Gabi and Buddha do?" Because he fell in love with them. I said, "Watch. I'm at the Delano Hotel by the pool.
Out here?
Yeah, and Gabi and Buddha are at the hotel next door. Mm-hmm. Right? I send, this went the 2 ways. I was like, get over here at 911.
Right.
Within 30 seconds, you get 15 cars crashing.
Right.
Like, they just jumped out of the car, didn't put it in park, and just destroyed the whole ballet, right? And you hear it by the pool. I said, my father's like, what the fuck is that? I said, that's Gabi and Buddha.
God damn it. Making that grand motherfucking entrance. God damn it. So if you had to do it all over again, is there something you wouldn't do?
Yeah.
What would you wouldn't do?
I wouldn't assault a Sony.
Damn, Steve, I'm gonna be honest. I need to understand why.
With Sony, we were the small fish in the ocean.
Compared to
DMG being the big fish in the pond.
right.
And if I didn't listen, as much as I love Jimmy, if I just thought about the bottom line a little bit.
Because Jimmy was offering you what?
Jimmy wasn't right. He was just saying, fuck BMG, don't worry about the bottom line. They're making so much money off you this way, that way, market share, this, they're bonusing up the ass. And and he was paying me a shitload of money.
So you wish you would have went with Jimmy?
No, I wish I would have I should have
stayed.
Stayed the course?
I would have just stayed. They let me do what the fuck I wanted to do. If I wanted to change the
Is that
deal.
what you? I'm sorry to cut you off, Steve, but is that what do you feel on that situation?
No, I think he has a point, but on the flip side, I mean, we did have a great opportunity at Sony with Relativity, and I mean, we did $100 million in billing in 1999, 2000.
In 1 quarter.
Excuse me, tell me. Let's need to say what you said again. I'm sorry. 190.
No,
It was 100 million. It was 123 to be
In
exact.
one billing cycle?
In the 4th quarter.
1999.
1999, 2000. Yeah.
Jesus.
Best year of my life.
And that's where I owe N.O.R.E and Def Jam, because the year before, they put out the 2 DMX records, I think, and they had that crazy 4th quarter.
I also had a record at that time. I did not throw out 2. I had a more album at that time. But I was not on Def Jam. I was on Penalty Records. And I was a little guy. Continue.
You were never a little guy. So I took Leo's blueprint. I was like, you know what? Let's stack up the 4th quarter. So we had a Wu record, a Prodigy record, a 3-6 Mafia record, an Exhibit record.
HNIC Prodigy record?
Yeah.
I was on that.
A Flex record, Project Pat record, an MOP record, and a Dead Press record.
Also on the Project Pat record as well. Yeah, Loud used to fuck with me. Let's make some noise.
And Chris was up there at that time.
No, Chris, Chris was my manager from the beginning. I'm not gonna lie. Let me just tell you something. I don't know if you remember this. When it came time for my solo, that was the thing. It was Loud, or it was Def Jam. It was like we kept going. And the thing was, Chris was like, man, you know what? I want this to be Mobb Deep's building. But I could have, like Chris told me the kid kept it real. He was just like, yo, let that be. If it's a Queens guy, let it be the Mobb Deep building. And that's the reason why I went to Def Jam. This is real shit. Steve was my man, always. Like, I don't give a fuck, you coming over here with me. You know what I'm saying? But it was Chris. But that's why I wanted all you guys to, to share a story. But, like, So you guys always work. Okay, I'm sorry.
No, I remember you, man. So when we were still at BMG, and our office in LA was in the BMG building, and I think that's where it was. And Steven had some sort of episode with somebody, and you came in at the right time to calm him down.
Oh yes, I remember.
Oh, that's right. Me and Exhibit were going at it.
Yes, I remember. Holy shit!
Tell us this story, man.
No, that's a fact. I walked in to see Steve. And I don't know what Exhibit was on, but I walked in and
I was right. I told the Exhibit to go fuck himself or something. But that was our relationship. And then he came, like, you're not going to say it on the phone, say it to my face. And he came in and we got in each other's face.
And I happened to be coming to see you. And I think you guys, and an Exhibit, and he was, and I said, no, I could not allow it. But because me and Exhibit is great. Great friends. And I'm
when Exhibit's oldest son and my oldest son were born the same day.
Wow.
Wow. God bless them. God bless them.
He's performing too.
No, that's beautiful, man. That's beautiful. I'm trying to tell y'all. This would be y'all Leroy Jetson. When I say Leroy Jetson, you remember how like the Jetsons would travel? They would be the same place. They go to a different. I don't know if y'all realize that in the Jetsons.
I don't know where you're going with this.
Yeah, they're traveling, but they're keeping the same thing. That's exactly what that tour can be. The tour can be the traveling label.
I like the Drink Champs Loud tour.
I love the Drink Champs because
It sounds strong.
It sounds strong. It sounds like $300 million.
Can we make an announcement now?
Let's make an announcement. Goddamn, we're gonna do it. Listen, we're gonna set it off. What day is the actual?
January 30th. Next Thursday.
January 30th. And okay, I think there's some way we can make something make it work.
We could do it. So we could do it in that green room where we talk with all the artists as they're going in and out of the show.
No, but what we would do, we would provide even more than that. We're great street team people and services. Mm-hmm. What we would do is that's behind the scenes, but we will also host because you got to have somebody talking in between Dead Prez and motherfucking
I think Drink Champs hosting.
And then, EFN is being the motherfucking thing, and then I'm coming out as host. But then every night behind the scenes is a Drink Champs episode. That is a lot of money. I'm not
like
gonna
a post show to the show.
So that's really what this industry is about. It's like us as people that been. I said it earlier. Fraternity. Yeah. That's what I finally getting to feel like. Like, the other day Boosie wore a Kappa shirt, and the fucking college people lost their mind. Sorry, sir. Exactly.
Serious.
That's exactly what I'm saying. They lost their mind. Okay, all right, sorry, sir. I appreciate your motherfucking intelligence. But what I'm trying to say is, that's what I feel like hip hop should be. Like I feel like if you got 10 years in this game of hip hop, we should have a flag shirt. Because this is, for lack of a better term, like, what do these people say? That culture vultures and shit like that. Like, I feel like if you got 10 years, 15 years in this game, you should have, we should
have a pin.
We should have a pin.
Like generals get.
Like the Marines.
Yeah.
I'm 40 in.
You get the decorations. They call it decorations.
Like, this is what I'm trying to say.
I'm 40 years in.
40 years in. And you have never been called a culture vulture. Ever. Or have you?
I don't know.
No, I don't think you have been.
No, I don't think you have. I have, but I don't think
you have. But what?
You're quite honest, man.
What do you think that is, Steve? What do you think that is? What do you think that means?
What? That I haven't been called one?
No.
What does it mean to be a culture vulture?
I don't even know what it means. It's taking advantage of somebody. I mean, that's.
What do you think that is, Brandy?
Yeah.
What did you do that warranted them calling you that?
I don't know. You'd have
He
to
was the
ask
lawyer.
Mr. Dash that. I don't know. He's the one that referred to me as.
No.
But I think that the idea behind the name is that you're profiting off of hip hop culture and not giving back. That you don't respect the culture. That you don't participate. You're just trying to exploit it and get money, and that's where your concern ends.
But that's a real concern.
I think it's totally legitimate concern. There's a history of plenty of people exploiting other people based on color, based on their job, based on male or female. There's a lot of exploitation. I just don't think it's just restricted to music and hip hop and
No, there's culture vulture and all kinds of culture.
all kinds.
Yeah.
Whatever culture you're in.
Yeah.
Yeah. But I think, man, you know what? We have been doing this in hip hop, and hip hop has been succeeding. And I think that we all together as a people know who's the people.
Acker?
This is aguardiente.
Yeah. I feel like, Steve, I did not offer you a drink this whole time.
Well, I can't drink. Don't forget,
I know.
because of the heart. So,
Because you, for real, because you really had like a heart.
yeah, I had a real heart attack.
No.
He has a heart? He's like the scarecrow?
That was the alcohol. Like, you really had a heart like condition.
Or is the lion? Is the lion or the scarecrow? I don't know.
Because I remember there was like a Steve, and then this is the after. This is the after Steve.
The after Steve.
No, you know what I'm trying to say. Like, you know,
The before Steve was nuts.
The wild Steve. Right.
he's very crazy. I like him. But this is the calm down.
The post protect your heart, Steve.
Yeah.
Yes, and you have.
I mean, I
dogs
got a
in Beverly
defibrillator
Hills.
right here. So
That's definitely gonna calm you down,
Yeah.
for sure.
I have no idea what you just said. A defibrillator?
defibrillator.
I didn't say it.
What is that?
Defibrillator. So you know when your heart stops, it just
No, I do not know.
It's like the electric joints,
yeah.
right? Boom.
Oh, that shit.
yeah,
You have one built in.
yeah.
No way.
Holy shit.
And I'm smoking like this.
No, we're good.
Moving back. No.
No, I
Are you
mean,
sure? You
yeah, I just can't smoke, but I could get high.
You take edibles?
Well,
Have you?
I have.
You have?
Yeah.
Okay. I've been to your crib in Beverly Hills. It's phenomenal, by the way. Just This is Lil Wayne shit. All right, Lil Wayne shit, man.
Why you not this Colombian white? That's my shit.
All right, I ain't know what
Nah,
that
but let him try Lil Wayne stuff.
Try Lil Wayne shit. Come on, listen to Lil Wayne shit. Yes, man.
How do you say it again? Boom, boom.
I don't think any of us know how
What's
to really
this
say
at?
it.
Sis know the chorus spelling. I'm
Bumble.
only listening to her.
Bamboo.
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 Which is like bamboo, but not really.
It's my island sister. You know what I'm saying?
It's good. It's good.
I rock
All
this.
right.
Esposa, and I listen to her. That's it.
Alright, drink more.
All of you other guys, I don't trust you at all. You've been giving me false
Anybody want a shot? Colombian white?
for years.
Take a shot. Hey, grab something and
Come
take a
on.
shot. Alright, but let's take a shot.
Motherfucking, hey, come on, you taking a shot?
No, take a shot. Take a
You
motherfucking
gotta take a shot.
man.
Man. Come on.
You try. No, you gotta try Colombian white.
Steve is the shot.
Give Steve a shot. Listen, Steve, this is about Steve Rifkind. So we're gonna keep it with Steve Rifkind. I'm not gonna lie.
Thank you.
You're one of the best CEOs out there. You're a person that stick by your artists no matter what. It doesn't even matter if you agree with their ideologies or not. You stand there. That's the definition of hip hop. That's the definition of what hip hop is supposed to be. Sometimes it's like, you know what, that shit. Like right now, like when I listen to the young generation, I don't agree with none of their shit, but I still bop to it. Like, I ain't drinking lean, nigga, but I be thinking it. You know what I'm saying? So that's the definition of hip hop. I'm talking about a fucked up message. This
But you
message
know,
got great.
but to me, also the definition, right, is it's not about the wins. Sometimes it's about how many times you get up. Yeah. So to me, that's what hip hop is.
Okay, so let's just salute to that.
To that.
Salute everybody. Okay, now this is one
Shoot
more.
it down quickly.
Come on.
Fire
And
water.
then I gotta use the bathroom.
Yeah. Take a big break right now.
I got me go first.
Both of us, yeah.
Hold on,
Not at the same
I
time.
gotta say this one thing. Now, after all this shit, right?
Well, you didn't even take it down, bro. No, hold up, man. Hold up, man. No, man. You came down to hang out with us.
Now, this Wu-Tang Art album. When you?
The Scarelli, what's the dude's name? Scarelli?
No, let's not even talk
Let's
about
not,
that.
listen, I'm never gonna second guess RZA.
Right.
I'm not.
Right.
That was his. I understand where he was.
It was
coming
a dope
from.
idea.
I
honestly.
thought the idea was
It is
amazing. It's a
yeah.
piece of art.
Yeah,
I mean,
It is a
that's
dope idea.
It just got exploited in the wrong way by all
it got in the wrong hands.
Yeah.
Right.
Right.
So that's
Yeah.
That's all. But I would never second guess him at all. But it's like when the METHOD Man records started coming.
Right.
I stayed in New York for the summer. He would come up to the office every single day with a notebook, and it had
Keep going.
and it had 27 lines.
Right.
He would have 27 questions, right? And I would say yes to 26 out of the 27. And he would say to me, "Why are you saying yes? Are you scared of me?" I'm like, "Why would I be scared of you? Everything that you're asking for is making sense."
Right.
And the one thing that I might have to say no to is because maybe I just don't have the money. But that even makes sense.
Right.
So it has nothing to do about fear.
Was there ever any of these artists or any of these records that were presented to you that you thought, I don't want to touch this?
No, I never.
Like
Right.
when Mobb Deep came, you know how now, like if someone brings a piece of content or a project that had previously had a deal and wasn't necessarily commercially successful, they might be like, nah, I don't want to touch that. Like what made you see that Mobb Deep could be Mobb Deep? What they were going to
The
be?
day they came into the office, P wasn't there. It was Hav and just the rest of the Mobb Deep crew.
Right.
They had this energy that just, I mean, it was like how Wu performed. They just had this.
So it didn't matter what they had done before.
No,
That to you was irrelevant.
That album was a brick,
No, right.
right?
What out? We talking.
Mobb Deep. Like I'm asking,
Wait,
like
hit it from the back album.
Oh, hit it from the back album.
Yeah.
Great. That's
Yeah.
a fact.
So when they came in, like they just took over the whole room, and it was like I gotta have these guys. I remember that they went into the men's room to smoke a blunt, and the fire alarm and the water just came down. I was like, this is the perfect spin-off of Wu-Tang. As a matter of fact, and they kicked it. BMG kicked us out. Where it was like, you guys gotta have your own office now.
So, but all right. So Wu-Tang, in between Wu-Tang, did Nas come out before or after Wu-Tang?
Before. No,
What-
around
what-
the same time, actually.
Google it.
No, Nas. Although he had the record with Third Search and Wild Pitch.
Well,
right?
yeah, Back to the Grill again.
Back to the Grill again.
Yeah, and then
So
Live at the BBQ.
that was before.
That was
And then
yeah.
he might have had a single before us. Because I remember when Nas called RZA, they were ecstatic that RZA was going to do 2 or 3 beats on the album.
But they're all 93
Illmatic.
releases. Both of them were 93, like official, the album releases.
I think Nas came 94.
Oh, yeah. he
Nas
did
came 94.
Nas
Because
singles,
Wu-Tang
singles,
93?
singles, yeah. Because Wu-Tang came November 9th, right?
Huh?
It was-
Wu-Tang what? Wu-Tang 93,
We
Nas
came,
94.
Wu-Tang came November 9th, 93, and the week it came out was Tribe and R. Kelly. And then Snoop came.
That's different today.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The way it sounds.
Yeah. And then Snoop came out the 16th.
But
Nas-
Snoop was out in 92 though.
So Snoop came.
No,
the-
with
His
some
second
of-
album?
I'm talking
No,
about
his
Doggy Style.
first solo, Doggy
His
Style.
Doggy Style was in 92?
93.
No, 90
No, November 16th.
Late 93.
Can we check that? See if my
No, it's
memory is correct?
definitely late 93.
Can we check the date though? I'm almost positive it was November 16th.
It's definitely late 93. I know that for facts.
I love this right here. This is the shit.
But you know what makes it confusing? Because back then, people were promoting albums
All right,
months
so
in
it's 2
advance.
weeks off. All right. Yeah.
Yeah, like a year out.
Yeah, like a year. Like now, nobody could conceive that someone would have singles to lead up to an album almost a year, half a year.
Do you
Yeah,
agree
we
with
would
this
put out
surprise
three
album
singles
shit?
at
least.
How about you,
For-
Jonathan?
for, you know.
Jonathan, I wanted to say oh, you got this surprise album shit. Like nowadays, there's no promotion at all. There's no need for a street team. There's no need for nothing. It's just like it's just surprise. If you have these people, they just drop a surprise album. Do you agree with
That's
that?
only if they have the following that
You
makes
have to have
sense.
the following, but some of these people think they have the following, and they're gonna murder.
Drake has the following.
Drake has a following. Beyonce.
Any
Eminem.
megastar could do that, but
Who?
nobody.
Eminem did it last week.
But the thing
last
is,
week.
word of mouth now, I mean, it's like light switch speed.
Right.
Word travels so fast now.
It's
Before-
suppressing the button.
I mean, like I was saying, we would generally release 3 12 inches at least
Yeah.
before we would drop an album.
With Pun, before Still Not a Player.
3 videos.
Right.
Yeah, the original version.
So we had You Ain't a Killer
Right.
as the white label.
The joint.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Rocks the left rack.
The
Still
joint
Not a
would be
Player.
real.
Wait. We had You Ain't a Killer, The original,
You're Not a Player.
You're Not a Player with the OJs.
Right, the original without
and then we came with Still Not a Player. Then we came 6 weeks later with the Twins, right, which was a deep cover record. Right? And then we came with your record.
Then we came up.
Right? So we had 5 singles within a matter of...
Damn, that was fucking awesome, by the way. The way you just broke that down, I don't know if everybody listening, like, that shit was ill.
So we did 4 videos. So we did...
We did four videos with a 5-song layout.
Yeah.
You think anybody could do that nowadays?
Dealing with Drake. I don't know any new artist that could...
You got me on that one. I don't know. No,
Who?
Lil Wayne could do it.
Lil Wayne.
Yeah,
Kanye could do it.
Kanye.
Right, but not a brand new artist.
Right.
But would you think it gets them the results of that 1 million in the first week, or the million in the first week shit is done?
I don't know how this whole streaming shit works now. I know the record companies are getting paid a fortune, right? I know Universal gets like $500 million a year from fucking Spotify. So
Really?
I mean, it's something, right, Randy?
Yeah, they split up the subscription fees. And I think the reason it works so good in the surprise albums is because back when we started, your friend would have to buy it, then you'd have to tape it from you, and the other friend would have to buy it. Now, once it comes out, everyone has access to it. So it's just a word of mouth thing that can spread like that.
I'm working with
You
the
don't have to pay
Suicide Boys.
anything extra.
I'm working with the Suicide Boys now.
Okay.
Oh.
The money that they are making.
This is
Huge.
what kind of
Suicide
band? From here, it's a punk band, right?
They're a rap.
It's a
punk
hip-hop
band. Yeah,
punk.
they're 2 kids
Yeah.
out of not New Orleans, the city, but the country of New Orleans. And the way they are streaming right this second is crazy, right? Our deal is up with Universal in 6 months. It's going to be the biggest bidding war. And I've never had a bidding war in my whole career. It's going to be the biggest bidding war of the year.
Probably can own your masters too if you're lucky.
Well, we own our own message.
Already?
So,
Yeah.
so do
Wow.
you recommend an artist that has that kind of following that you're talking about? Could they go independent because
We
streaming
are
allows you to be
we are independent.
autonomous?
We are independent. We're going through Caroline right this second, which is owned by Universal.
Right.
Right? So we are. So
Like, what's the pros in going to a major label at this point?
there's no more pro.
Steve, you gotta relax.
Y'all
You're
still
gonna be
taking
out of
advances?
Illuminati.
You see, we have this conversation all the time. We're on opposite sides of this as well.
Listen,
What did he
you're gonna
say?
get mad at you.
Y'all still taking advances? He said that.
Huh? I don't know what you
Eh?
just said. You've been hanging out with Mr. Lee for 2 days. It's fucking you up.
Mr. Lee crawled, and then I don't know what happened after that.
If you're a brand new artist, right? In today's marketplace, right? You got to jumpstart the record yourself before
This is
the
a fact.
before the labels.
This is a fact.
Before the labels come. So if you run out of money, then you do need the label, right? But if you could figure out a way to get that money, keep that money, own your own shit, and do it yourself, you're gonna make a fucking fortune.
And if you have a team that knows how to monetize properly
Steve
what
giving
you're
up too
doing.
much game right now. It's just
I mean,
game.
but that's my whole. It's not me even giving. It's like if I could help you
Right.
make $10 million,
Please do that.
right? And if God forbid if I ever needed something from you,
Yes, please. I got you.
I think you would be there for me. And
Yeah.
I'm not talking about money,
Yeah, I got you.
right?
Yes, I got
So
you.
so that's always been my thing. When me and Puff were together at BMG, even though he was at Arista and I was at RCA, I gave him my connect to the chairman's boss.
The chairman. That's what he calls himself now. He calls himself the chairman. Let's make some noise for the chairman.
So that's how I've always just in life. If I could help you,
It's hard.
great. I'm not
One hand washes the other.
but I'm not asking for anything in return. I still got to rely on myself and my team to do what we have to do.
All right.
Now, so we also know you have like the Good Music Connect. Is there Good Music Connects coming out at this show?
I don't think so.
Is there a DMX out of the rehab straight to the motherfucking radio?
There might be something.
There might be something like that.
Off the flex set, because if you remember, Randy,
On the
you were
flex
there,
set.
right? He had
Which one?
on the third album of the Flex album, we had the first single with DMX.
Yep.
What single was that?
I forget the name of it,
That's right, you
but
get
we
your
shot
watch
the
party.
video in Toronto.
Toronto?
We shot the video
It
in
was the
Toronto.
Jet?
It was the
Yeah.
Jet.
Yeah.
So you remember
We
correctly,
burned-
right?
we
And
burned
then
that.
the dog ran off the runway or something. I mean, it was something. Yeah.
Yeah.
So
Sounds about right.
I just,
Yeah.
so you knew
It's when they gave all the drugs to the white guy. Because customs came on the private jet. They did. They did.
Give him one more shot.
No.
That's what makes Steve dope, is you know X is crazy out of his mind. Great guy.
Yeah, but we had Moskowitz and Chris working with us at that.
Both.
Yeah,
Yes.
they were all
And
on
Chris,
the jet.
when you say Chris
Chris
Lighty?
is called.
We
Chris
stayed
is-
outside X's house for maybe 2 hours while the jet just sat there.
there.
No one knew if we were going to come.
Wait,
Everyone was
I
nervous.
don't know. I got confused.
X missed a
was
couple
the
things
jet
during
in
his
front
career.
of X's house?
No, we put the jet.
Okay.
So X
White
was
Plains,
like
I think.
we
The
had
way you said it, like
but
the jet was in front
X
of
was
his house.
living
I
in-
said, what
X was
kind of
living-
house this
He
nigga
was in
got?
Kisco.
With a jet.
X was living in White Plains, and we had the jet originally coming out of Teterboro. We moved the jet from Teterboro to White Plains to
Right.
just make it as easy as fucking possible.
And he still ain't make it.
He made
Yeah, I
it.
think he was living in Mount Kisco, though, at the
Okay.
time, actually. He made it. We got there.
Yeah.
Late, hours late, overages, crazy, but we made it.
It happened.
And I remember Leo
This is hip-hop.
calling me. He goes, "He is my biggest artist, and I'm going to do everything possible not to make this happen."
You know, that whole shit caused a whole lot of problems.
Okay, all right, let's just
With
rewind
Chris.
what the fuck we talking about.
Chris
So,
Moskowitz.
what? So
Yeah.
you just for a performance?
No,
No,
for
for the
flexes.
flexes.
He became the single
Flex
off
is
X's
the
album.
single is like
Flexes
all
album.
loud.
So just him recording the record was a problem?
Doing the video.
Don't forget, he did
Oh,
20
the video.
He
No,
did,
the
tw-
recording
he,
of the video, everything.
he did
held us
12
up.
million records in what, 6 months?
Right.
So
Yeah.
he's Def Jam's biggest artist.
All right.
Chris leaves Def Jam to become our partner, pretty much, right?
And then Todd left.
And then Todd, I'm in Italy. I didn't even know that Todd.
You gotta stop because I keep saying people with first names. Like, listen, the last name is very important. When you say Todd,
Yeah, we need our
say
listeners to
Todd
Google shit.
Moskowitz, right?
Todd Moskowitz.
So Todd Moskowitz left.
He was working on the Flex project
He was
with Chris.
he was leaving Def Jam. We didn't even have a deal yet, but I guess Leo found out and he kicked him out of the building. Am I correct?
And there's something he found out, yes.
Yeah. I'm in Italy dealing with the new owner of Red Distribution,
Okay.
which we own.
With Sony, which is part of Sony,
which
right?
we still own 30% of.
To this day.
No, we had to sign off on the deal, and I wasn't signing off. I was a knucklehead in those days. I
Right.
wasn't right. And Leo, I don't know how the fuck he reached me, but he found me in Lake Como, Italy, and he says, "I'm going to do it."
Yo, this is sound like a fairy
Mafia
tale.
shit. It's a fake mafia shit to me.
Right? I'm going to do everything possible.
When does Al Pacino come into the picture?
I'm going to do everything possible to block this.
Just DMX being on a single.
Yeah.
Holy shit.
But I don't think it was about me. I think it was more about Chris and Moskowitz
Right.
leaving Leo.
Alright.
So,
And he wanted to fuck with y'all.
what? Chris came first, and then Moskowitz came like 6 months later.
Yeah, I can see where Leo's coming from. You guys were,
With that, I would have done the same thing.
yeah, you guys was a threat.
Yeah.
And then you had this #1 album on your first single,
Yeah.
#1 artist. So you was ruthless, bro. You was ruthless. Let's just make some noise for you, who you are. Like, who you are, bro. Like, who you are, because you still out here.
I mean, I'm just me. I mean,
And so, oh shit.
Fuck you,
I
alright?
got my notes. My notes. I fucking.
I thought Lee was down there.
no, I thought the blunt fell in his
No, that's my notes. I got notes. So, now 2020. So you and Kanye, you and the dog was great. We hope to see from him soon. Is that what 2020's focus is on?
So when I left Kanye,
Okay. Oh, you left Kanye.
no,
Wasn't X at one of Kanye's things recently?
At the Sunday
Did you make that happen?
No, that's all. I'll tell you how the whole thing would take. So, no, it was neutral with me and Ye, and I got a phone call from the head of CAA's music department.
CIA?
CAA,
CIA.
Creative Artists Agency.
CIA.
I'm so sorry.
So,
I said that totally wrong.
so
And I said it very confident too. Like CIA. I'm so sorry.
So they said, "What are you going to do now?" And I was like, "I don't know. I'm going to, He just paid me literally for 2 years, and he was paying me a lot of money.
Right.
So I said, I'm going to figure it out, but I don't know if I want to work for anybody again. I want my own thing."
Right.
He goes, "There's this management company that manage a whole bunch of dance artists. Steve Aoki, a whole bunch of DJs. They just got a shitload of money from a company, from a private equity company out of London, and they're looking to go in the urban space. You want to take a meeting with them?" So I was like, "All right, cool." Take the meeting, and we work out the deal where it's called Loud Management. And I had nobody. And then X performed at Ye's Sunday service.
Wow.
And that Sunday night after, I had a dream that I was going to make his new comeback album.
A dream.
A dream.
Right.
So I called Rich
Isaacson.
Isaacson. I was like, "Who's managing X?" And he said a guy by the name of Pat Gallo.
Divine
Right,
Works.
right.
Yes,
So I tried calling Pat, didn't call me back. You know this. So Ali got me with Pat. Flew to New York, sat down with X, worked it out, sat down with the Rough Riders, who I love. Worked what they needed, and now in the next month or two we're going to make a new album.
Okay. He's because I'm really not abreast. Is he out of rehab?
Yeah, he's
right?
out.
Okay. Big him up, bro. Because I realized yesterday was we interviewed Lil Wayne, and I realized how much of a box that he put himself in, and I realized how much of a box I put myself in. But I don't never want to be in a super box. So the fact that I didn't even know DMX is out makes me know that I got to get back on my shit. I should have knew that. That shouldn't have been a question. Let's do another shot, though. Let's do another shot.
Great season. Yeah, we're all gonna do that, man. Let's go.
Yo, the lemon pepper. I got lemon pepper.
You gonna take a shot of lemon pepper?
Yeah, I know that too, man. Let's take a shot. Yeah. So Loud motherfucking Records, Randy Acker, Johnny, and our motherfucking Rifkind and motherfucking Steve Rifkind. Steve Rifkind, this is your interview, so we're going to do something that we implicated new. It's called Quick Time with Slime. Are you ready?
Yeah.
Sing it, Slime.
We're just going to give you one. You just got to just pick one real quick. You just can't not do it, all right? Okay, just pick one.
Pick one what?
Pick one. I'm going to give you two choices.
All right.
You ready?
Yeah.
Briefs or boxes?
I didn't see this coming.
MOP, Reese's Mafia.
Annie Up is my favorite record of all time.
So
It's
that's
a great record. It's a
MOP.
motherfucking great record.
Wu-Tang versus the Licks.
Damn, that's unfair.
I mean, they're twins, right? So
I can't let you get over that. Just you gotta pick one. This is real quick.
Wu-Tang was my first child.
Okay. Boom. So Mobb Deep, MOP.
Mobb Deep.
Boom. Big Pun, Exhibit. Boom.
I can't answer that.
Vegas, Miami.
Vegas.
Hey.
You sure you want to take that back?
That-
Let's start the clock.
Yeah, wait a second. But
Vegas, Miami.
that's where I had the key.
Okay. All right. You had the key. All right. Cool. Boom. All right. White woman, black woman.
You know that answer.
I need you to answer it though.
Black women.
Goddamn. Okay. Chris committed suicide or Chris did not commit suicide?
Chris did not.
Tell you this, it's conspiracy. My fucking phone keep dropping out of my hand. Okay, hold on. Let's do it. Okay, Nas, Jay-Z.
I'm not answering that.
Good. Great, I respect that. Tupac, Biggie.
not answering that either. But Tupac was my roommate, though.
Roommate. Stop and start.
Yeah, you had the best roommates ever. This is
Is this after Rakim moved out?
I did just take it from there. So you and Tupac, what happened?
His first album, Jimmy hired us. Don't forget, he wasn't on.
Yeah, Interscope originally.
He was through a guy by the name of Adrian Gregory. Interscope. Adrian Gregory managed Digital Underground.
Right.
They signed Pac to Interscope. So we would do these promotion tours. Thursday to Monday. Come back sometime Monday. And then we'd have to go back out on Thursday. Tuesday and Wednesday, he's staying at my place for a year.
This is in LA?
He's in LA, Studio City.
Wow.
Like a lot of Busta Rhymes told me similar to the same story. Okay, we're gonna keep playing quick slide and fly.
You're gonna
Are you ready?
Flip flag.
Has you ready? That was a great story, by the way. All right, are we ready? We left off Tupac and Biggie?
Yeah.
I feel like you disagree with me. I feel like you don't know what I'm talking about. All right.
Yes.
All right, you ready? All right, cool. Boom. Little Kim Foxy Brown.
Kim.
Kevin Hart or Chris Rock?
Wow. I'm going with Chris.
I was okay. Alcohol or lean?
I don't drink.
Neither.
That was great. Quality control music or TDE?
Man, so to me, it's two different types of. It's like.
Yeah, it's just one question.
No, but I gotta. This is. It's like Bad Boy and Loud.
That's fucking phenomenal. But you gotta pick one.
Man, I'm going with Top.
TDE. Okay, Cash Money or Death Row?
Cash Money.
Okay, here's the quintessential right now. Eminem, MGK, or G-Eazy?
Eminem.
And that is called the Quick Time with Slide. No, that was all. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I love our shit. I'm just being honest. So now, we got us all together. Yes. Huh? What? What's going on? Do I got a chicken wing?
You got a chicken wing over there.
I got a chicken wing.
A chicken wing?
I got a chicken wing, baby.
He's shaking the wing.
So now this is the first Loud experience. What is it called?
Loud Experience.
Damn, you named it.
The Loud Experience. Times Drink Champs
Experience.
Experience. I got one more shot left to me before I wrap it up. I'm about to wrap it up. Do you realize I'm about to wrap it up?
We'll do the shot, exit, and then wrap it up.
Yeah, shot, exit, speech, wrap it up.
Yeah.
Shot, exit, speech.
Yeah. That's
So-
That's safer.
It's safe.
So we ask every
Same
rapper
shot.
that comes here, and we ask every guest to come here, what is your favorite era in hip hop? Give us a 10-year span, or give us just your fucking era that you like. It doesn't matter.
I mean, I'm going to say my Loud era.
Okay, and now his Loud era, EFN. Can you sum his Loud era? Is that a 10-year? From what year to what year?
92 to 2002.
Yeah, it's definitely.
Yeah, I think you won that one. Yeah, I think. All right.
Okay. All right.
I agree.
92 to 2002.
What are we saying? The best era?
That's era, yeah. 92 to 2002.
I agree. Well, hold on. Actually, no. Wait. I gotta say 88 to 98. I gotta say.
I mean, I'm probably also biased.
Okay.
I think the
Yeah.
time when I went,
But,
97 to 2007, that era that was really driven by Rockefeller, Rough Riders. To me, that was
but
my favorite era.
I had another run from 2002 to 2010, which might even be bigger than the
This is
last
when
one.
Banner got it.
This is Akon and Banner.
Yeah.
And Asher Roth. Yeah.
You know, Akon just bought a city.
Asher Roth, yeah.
Huh?
This nigga just bought a city.
Yeah.
Akon. He doing different. He
So-
bought a city with
That's a good
electricity
one,
and
too.
everything.
Right?
Nah, you guys were killing it. Big up to David Banner. He's a big friend of the show.
Yes,
Akon
yes,
as well.
Great guy. So,
He might be giving us a surprise visit.
David Banner.
That's
Make some noise. Take some motherfucking shots. SRC, Loud motherfucking Records, Steve motherfucking Rifkind, Johnathan Rifkind, motherfucking Randy Acker. We are here. And I am going to take this down. Steve, I just want you to know, man, you know, in our game, every time people get 10 years or more, they want to kick us out of this game. And the thing is, the more you get seasoned with wine, the more better it tastes.
Well, that's what I said. The more you get knocked down, the better you get up. Nobody thought I was good, right? SRC might not have been as cool as Loud,
Right.
but it was just as big, if not bigger.
Right.
Right.
So before we get up out of here, everything's going. How did the health just
Fuck
stop?
up?
Yeah.
Um,
Like, what was going on?
I never went to a doctor.
You're
Ever.
like really black. Like that's like.
I didn't go to the doctor for 30 years.
Okay, damn, fuck that. Yeah, that's really black.
Yeah, you should,
Okay,
yeah.
continue. So,
So it was so if I went to a doctor, he would have told me my blood pressure was fucked up, my cholesterol was fucked up. Getting divorced, a lot of stress.
Stress, yeah.
Gained weight that I shouldn't have gained.
Throwing chairs out the window.
you want to change
That was before. So just, I mean, I died 3 times.
Wow. Wait, you say you died 3 times?
Yeah.
On the table?
I mean, where was it? During the table?
Emergency
In
room.
the emergency room.
Man, this
They
is
shocked him 3 times.
shackled or
Shocked.
Shocked.
Brought his heart
Oh,
back.
shocked.
Do you remember that?
So it was Christmas Eve. 6 years ago, this past Christmas Eve, I was playing. My oldest son was still in high school, but he was a basketball player. He dunked on me, and he was hanging from the rim, and his nuts was in my face. So I punched him in the face. Not out of anger, joking around, like, this is the most disrespectful thing a son could ever do to his father. So my ex-wife is from Trinidad. So she sees what's going on, and her accent, she starts yelling at me, calling me an animal, this, that, but we're laughing.
Yeah.
Next thing you know, I can't breathe. Right? And I don't have chest pains, but I have a pain in my back. So I said, maybe I pulled a muscle from swinging. I mean, I had no idea what it was. I said, something's the matter. She goes, just take a shower and go to sleep. It's Christmas Eve.
Right. In Trinidad.
No, we were in Boca.
Okay, in my mind.
Close enough, though.
It was hard.
Yeah.
I feel this in Trinidad. This is hard.
I'm staying in her guest house.
Boca's very beautiful too as well. Isn't it?
I'm staying in her guest house. I call 911, take a Xanax, and take a shower. They came and they said, we got to take you in. They took me in. I remember them cutting my shirt, telling me I am having a heart attack. And they said, the doctor who was in the emergency room was my father's doctor.
Oh, shit.
He goes, are you related to Julie Rifkind? I'm like, yeah. He goes, I'm his doctor. So I felt some type of...
Because he lived down here?
Who, my dad?
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, because the doctor was your.
Yeah, the doctor was my dad's doctor. So I felt a little relief. And next thing you know, this thing that they put in your throat to keep you breathing,
Yeah.
I ripped it out. And
Yeah, not a good look, N.O.R.E. That
Yeah,
smoke is
yeah,
literally going on.
no,
It's kind of weird. Like you're talking about you're having.
But if I fucked up my larynx, and I was in the hospital for a week, and ever since then, God bless me, to just.
God bless.
Amen.
Yeah.
So Lee, can we say a prayer? Can we say a prayer? Wait, hold on. Before that,
Spanish or in English?
No, that's the Jay-Z story.
Yeah, man. You guys were leaving without that.
No, before that, you have to get the Jay-Z story because I feel like this was like twice that you tried like. So what exactly happened?
So I go back with Dame since he's 16 years old.
Dame,
Right.
Dash,
Right. So Dame is managing Original Flavor
it's hard.
with his cousin Damien.
Hard.
Right? And I had a relationship, and I was doing the promotion for Original Flavor.
Were they signed to a label?
They were signed to Atlantic.
Oh, okay.
Oh,
So
not Craig Calvin. Craig Calvin wasn't there that long.
Craig was there.
Wow. That
Since
long?
then,
Yeah.
But he
Craig
wasn't the
was
boss yet, right?
He wasn't the boss yet, but
Yeah.
Craig was
Well,
already
if
there.
Craig was there
Craig
since
was, my,
original,
Craig was my connector. Craig was the one that was putting me on all these records.
you listen. If Craig was there since Original Flavor, I'm gonna be honest.
Craig signed
That's
Bad
crazy.
Boys. Bad Boys, Bad Boys.
The
What you gonna
soundtrack?
do?
No,
the original
the song.
Inner
BB
Circle
BB's
song
Family.
in
I gotta be
1992.
honest. There should be nobody in that building bigger than Craig. Craig should be the biggest dude in the building.
He is.
Well, he is now. That was 1990 something.
This was, I'll tell you exactly whenever.
Also, Julian and
Well, he
Mike
said
Kaiser's
that
not
Dame
bigger
was a
than
teenager,
Craig.
right?
So I'll tell you exactly when it was.
I'm asking you: is Julian and Mike Kaiser bigger than Craig or no?
No. Kaiser's head of Urban. Julie
President
is
of Urban.
COO, and Craig
Craig
is
is-
CEO.
All right, there you go, Craig. You deserve that, Craig.
Um,
All right, I'm sorry. Continue.
The day that Christian Leitner hit the shot against Kentucky,
Christian Late now.
what year was that? 92? 92.
Thank you, Dream
That's
Transport.
that's when I met Dame and his cousin Darian.
Darian.
Darren died.
So cut to
Big up to Darian here in Denver, selling a lot of weed.
cut,
Phenomenal.
and his sister Stacy does.
Baby, that up too.
Right? So, cut to 94, 95, whatever it was. Dame, Jay, come to the office. Or maybe just Dame. And he plays me, Jay's out.
Can I live?
I want to do it. Right? But I have to get permission.
SRC.
No, I have to get permission from BMG to sign it.
Is Clive Davis in there?
No, there was Strauss Zelnick and Kevin Zinger. So, and I forget who the president was at the time. Joe Galante, I think, at RCA. And it was the time, right around the time that I threw the chair, so it was like BMG never let me sign Jay or Rockefeller. So that's the real story. I mean, I would never pass on something like that.
Because I remember, like, Big Face Gary. He
I
said-
don't know. I don't know Gary.
Right. Because Big Face Gary, his assumption was he came to you guys, and you didn't sign him.
We didn't do it. But I wanted to. I had listen to me. I had the best A&R guys in the business. They brought it to me. I was never going to say no
Right.
if Maddie and Scott Free brought something. Right. I signed Pun on the spot without hearing a record because Maddie showed up at the office.
Fat Joe's always.
This is the same Maddie from The Source?
Yeah.
From One Side High.
Yeah.
Right.
Maddie C.
So that's how I signed. That's how I signed Pun. Maddie was in the office.
I thought Riggs brought him to you.
No, I found Pun was. I was in Chicago with Quincy on the private plane.
As we all know.
You all do every
A guy by the name of Mickey Benson calls me.
Mickey Benson,
we
goddamn,
know.
that's my guy.
Right.
Art of rap.
Right.
Right around.
Mickey calls me with Fat Joe on the phone. I said, Joe, I'm in Chicago. I'll be in New York on Monday. Let's meet Tuesday. From Thursday to Tuesday, I must have get 8 to 10 calls that I shouldn't sign Joe because he's a gangster, he's an extortionist, he's this, he's that. Joe comes to the office. I said, before we start the meeting, let me talk to you for a second. I said, I got 10 calls that I shouldn't sign him or Pun. Everybody says you're a gangster, you're an extortionist. And I said, you know what? But I'm a gangster and I love gangsters. I said, so we're going to figure something out.
Let me tell you something. Spot.
Gangsters the most.
Let me tell you something, Steve. Real good. Spot, I love you. Fat Joe is probably one of the closest people to me in life. And he told me the same story, word for word, verbatim. There's no way. He could have made his side of the story up, and you could have made this side of your story up, and it could be word for word verbatim, the way it is. I just want you to let you know. Thank you. Because it believes me. But for real, like that's crazy. But continue.
So say I meet Joe on Tuesday. I'm going back to LA on Thursday. I said, can you come back tomorrow and bring punt? And the meeting's early because I got to catch a flight back to LA. So the meeting's say around 11 o'clock. And Maddie, who I shared an office with, is in the office. I'm like, what the fuck are you doing here? Now, don't forget, I got a 6-figure royalty check waiting for him that he hasn't picked up in 6 weeks. Maddie.
Right.
Wow. He goes, aren't you meeting Pun? I'm like, you came for this? The second they walk into the meeting, Joe and Pun, I said, you got a deal, who's your lawyer? Everybody's like, are you bullshitting me? I'm like, I'm not bullshitting you. And Maddie goes, well, what are you going to do? I said, your job's to make the record and you're here because you want to hear this. And that's how the deal was done. Their lawyer was Tim Mandelbaum. I called
Tim Mandelbaum. Big up Tim Mandelbaum. He was my lawyer at the time, too.
And the deal was done within a week.
What? and you thought, did you think, like, because, all right, Joe at the time, well, I'm not even sure Joe was kind of gold at the time.
No, he wasn't.
He wasn't even gold at the time, right?
But he was funny as hell. He made me laugh. Yeah. There was one night, I guess Chris was managing him for a minute too, right?
Okay. Yes.
So there was one day me and Chris were on our way to play ball and he had to stop at the studio.
You and Chris was on the way to what?
Play basketball.
Okay, all right.
And Joe was outside the studio. I don't know Joe at the time. But he cracked a joke. The window was open. And I was just laughing. So, like I said, I can only judge you for how you treat me. You know, and that's how I'm going to treat you. So, and that's how
people literally called you and said, "Don't."
Yeah, I don't know who Mickey Benton's told.
He's told this story on Drink Champs so many times. It's so great to hear. So, like say this same story. 'Cause he's told this story.
So we had a meeting. You know Jeremy Zimmer, the guy from UTA.
Okay, yeah.
Right? So I brought Joe to
That's the guy, right? That's
the guy I introduced you to.
Yeah, that's the guy.
Yeah.
Okay.
So Joe told him the story the other day. And I'm like, yeah, it's true.
Yeah. Goddamn, make some noise for Steve fucking Rifkind.
And then, we took Joe to Vegas with us.
That's because I've been hearing this. You have the keys to a private room in a strip club in Vegas?
I don't know if
this is back in the days.
It was the Crazy Horse too.
Crazy Horse. I knew that. I was wrong.
Yeah,
I didn't know if you wanted to say
our uncle owned it.
Your uncle owned it. What kind of uncles?
That sounds like some old school Schultz shit, like Mafia shit back in the day.
I ain't gonna lie, your father on the record label, your uncle owns the car. What's going on here?
We're good. We're here. N.O.R.E.
All right, cool. All right, cool. This is the Mafia dog shit. I'm like,
real talk.
I respect it. Throw that back though. I be saying it in Spanish. Throw that back though. Let me tell you something. We at House of Max, just in case people don't know, man, and we doing it, man. Yo, Steve, man, thank you for taking time out. But let's big up this motherfucking concert that's going down. When is it going down? And what date is it?
January 30th, New York City, Radio City Music Hall.
January 30th, motherfucking New York City.
The Loud Experience.
The Loud Experience. But it's Radio City Music Hall.
Listen,
how many hip hop shows were there?
Not many.
Tomorrow I'm going to shop for my jacket because it sounds very cold. Because I don't do the cold no more in New York City. I try not to.
I checked the weather. They say it's going to be 45 degrees.
That's cold to me, sir.
What was the first hip hop show at Radio City Music Hall?
What?
What was the first hip hop show at Radio City
Funny
Music Hall?
how.
I would say the MTV Awards.
What was the first?
I think it was The Roots.
The Roots?
In 2005.
Randy coming with trivia right now.
The Beastie Boys opening up for Madonna. Woo! The Like a Virgin album.
I don't know if I'd call that all the way a hip hop show.
Hell yeah.
Wow.
Beastie Boys is all the
Madonna
way
was the
hip hop.
headliner.
Well, Beastie Boys participated. They
Participated.
have hip hop, but I do.
Oh, man.
You're right with that.
Boy, did they get booed.
They got booed?
Yeah, because it was Madonna's crowd. Like, they,
Yeah.
you know.
Oh, they got booed like Drake at Tyler the Creator crowd.
What? Tyler the Coca-Cola?
Yeah, you ain't know. Like Drake got booed. He
Oh,
came-
Drake at Tyler's festival. Yeah.
Yeah, that's exactly what I
No, you said Tyler the Crocodile, man.
I said Tyler the Creator.
You said Tyler the Crocodile, man.
Yeah, definitely. All right, whatever. If that makes you feel better. But yeah, that. So you saying Beastie Boys dealt? All right, Drake. So this is the Drake. you
Beastie
gotta-
Boys opened up for Madonna.
But what tour was it? Like,
It was like
The Like a Virgin tour.
Like a virgin,
so.
touch
You know,
for the very
think
first
about
time.
Was that crowd?
this is
This
like
is the same
this
song?
is Beasties
Yeah.
before anybody really knew them.
Exactly. They were just like getting hot.
And they,
Yeah.
but Drake been hot. He's not supposed to be. Listen,
He's not supposed to be booed.
He was not. Did you see that shit?
I heard
Tyler?
about it. Yeah.
I ain't gonna front. His fans is terrible. Let's just be clear. I don't want beef with
Nah,
I want
but
beef
Tyler
with these
responded.
niggas. Fuck
He
these
was
niggas.
dope the way he came back at his fan.
Yeah, him too. Fuck him.
Nah, man. He was.
Oh,
Nah, Tyler was. He
Steve
It
and
just
John.
tastes
Like, wait a minute.
No, that
It's
part,
a
the
joke.
fuck, no, but when I tried signing him,
Tyler?
yeah,
Or
the
Odd
whole
Future?
Odd Future,
Which is fucking ill.
Right.
The whole crew's ill.
Nah, I
but
just picked him up. I'm
they
just
drew a
playing him.
swastika.
What? They did what?
Yeah, and I guess they were trying to get a reaction out of me, and it was just like,
A real swastika or the Chinese swastika?
they drew a real swastika
Where? Where did you trust?
in the conference room, the meeting that I was having with
It's
them.
not funny.
Oh wow. Yeah. Okay. I can't.
So I was just like,
That's a little too
Not
much.
funny.
yeah.
Yeah. Not funny. I think that's really in it.
Yeah, we ended with
I did all right,
swastikas,
did
I
all right.
guess.
No, you did phenomenal. But let's look. What day is this concert again? This is
January 30th, next
Yeah.
Thursday, Radio City Music Hall.
Oh, when this comes out this Thursday.
Yes, this Thursday.
Yeah.
This comes out this coming Thursday?
Yeah.
No, when this comes out, it's this Thursday.
Oh, okay.
No, because it'd be like Monday or something
Yeah.
like that. Drop.
This Thursday, January 30th.
Yes, and we're gonna get us up there. You know, because Steve got the private plane connection. Just keep me there.
We're gonna with Quincy. We're gonna have Quincy on play.
Yeah, we're gonna just real quick. Drink Champs gonna host this and get the fuck up out of there.
Quincy's orchestrating the band.
Woo.
Nah, I'm fucking around with that.
Yeah, Steve, man, Johnathan, man, Randy Acker, man, yo, thank y'all for hanging with us. You know, Randy Acker's a part of the, us, but you guys for we really appreciate what you guys did for the business. You're stand tall for your artists, and we respect that. And thank you guys, man. You know what I mean?
Thank you.
1,000,000%. I'm gonna take a picture and then drops.